O'Reilly.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Revive Health and Wellness of Greenville is here to enhance your health, assist you with weight loss goals, improve your overall feeling of well-being, elevate your natural beauty, and to give you the confidence that you need and deserve. Locally owned and operated by Samantha Casper, Revive Health and Wellness has a new location and is ready to serve you. Visit them at 2459 Emerald Place in Greenville. Call today to set up an appointment at 350-1805 or go online at revivehealthwellness.org.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is a year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop-off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownwood.net or dial 355-6080.
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern has been serving the tech repair needs of Eastern North Carolina since 2006. And as one of the only Apple-authorized service providers east of Raleigh, all our technicians are Apple certified, and we only use genuine Apple parts. Your iPhone and Mac warranties are safe with us. Have questions or need service? Call 252-558-1280 or visit us online at universitypccare.com. University PC Care, your one-stop shop for service on everything Apple.
ASAP Party and Tent Rentals is your one-stop shop for weddings, anniversaries, corporate events, family reunions, birthday parties, or any celebration with friends and family. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals has the widest selection of tents, tables, chairs, linens, china, concession equipment, bounce rides, games, staging, wedding equipment, dance floors, and so much more. At ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, we help people get together. Call today at 756-7903. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, locally owned and operated on Diamond Drive in Greenville near Agri Supply and Equipment Plus.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Get these clowns out of here.
Why would they do that?
You were having a freaking game.
Dude. It's a cocky bunch, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, it is a beautiful day outside and a beautiful day here in the Pirate Radio studios to talk sports with you. Clip Brock here, Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday. Coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. And be a part of the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can watch us there and chime in on what you'd like to discuss on this bye-week Wednesday. We will have some Mike Houston audio for you coming up later on Pirate Radio social medias. We'll have the video as well of his press conference, the only time Mike Houston will be speaking to the media this week. And then, of course, they'll be back at it with the press conference next week. I guess on Monday, since we'll have a Friday game, we'll go back to the Monday and then coordinators Tuesday next week with a shortened week. But the Pirates will have plenty of time to prepare for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Cincinnati taking on Navy this week ahead of East Carolina. So we'll have some Mike Houston for you later today and audio on this show on Thursday. But what would you like to discuss? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you are liking and subscribing as well. We have a lot of guests to get to on today's program. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk to Ryan Meadows, head coach, Pitt County Post 39, and the Down East Hitting Clinic going on soon, and some big names going to be a part of that. If your child or your baseball player wants some instruction from some greats, we'll tell you all the details you need to know about that. It is coming up soon, and Ryan Meadows will have the details for you and all the big names that'll be a part of that when he joins us here in a little bit. Also coming up on today's program, we got a little bit of everything today. We got some baseball, we got hockey at 4 o'clock. Wade Minter, the PA announcer for the Carolina Hurricanes. Canes off to a good start to their 2022-23 campaign. So we'll talk to Wade Minter about what's going on with the Hurricanes and around the NHL. So that's coming up at 4 o'clock. At 4:30, Patrick Mason, back from Provo, Utah, will join us on the show. We'll talk about his trip and his thoughts on the Pirates as they head into their final 3 games of the regular season. And there will be a bowl game on top of that as well. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors. We'll have our annual trip down the ECU basketball schedule and pick every single game. Why do we do it? Because it's fun. And we'll do that. And we'll tell you what ECU's basketball record will be in the 22-23 season, with the season now less than a week away, as Mercer will come to town to face your Pirates coming up next Tuesday night. More on that in a moment. And the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu from Barstool Sports, will join us. We'll talk a little Wednesday night Maction. We'll get his thoughts on the 6-3 Pirates and where they sit right now, and look at some games coming up this weekend. Great slate of college football games. If there's a weekend to have off to just chill and watch games, this is the one. And we'll talk about some of those games then. We'll pick some games with Igoe, and we have to do our top 10 and top 25 upsets here to kick off today's show. So we will do that. Sans CJ Schaefer, but he did send in his picks. So I have his picks. I met CJ's mother today. Very nice young lady. And says she watches the show every day. And I told her, well, now you don't have to watch it anymore since CJ's gone. And she said she could still watch it. So hopefully she'll still be a fan. Speaking of moms, my mom made me a chicken casserole for my birthday. I brought some into work today, and Chandler was eating it like it was his last meal and really enjoying it. And I sent a video to my mom, Chandler. I haven't told you this. And she said, oh, thanks, but why in the world is he putting hot sauce on my casserole? She was very offended, I guess, by that. It's kind of like when you're, you ask if you had any A1 and your dad gets offended, you know? I like A1. So if people want to add sauces to my foods, I don't really get that offended because I'm not a good cook. But some chefs out there, I guess my folks, are a little offended if you add to what they think is already flavorful enough. Your thoughts?
Well, and I will say this, and a lot of people will probably get more offended when you taste it and then you add it. I did not taste it before. I'm I'm literally so obsessed with hot sauce, it's not even funny.
Obsessed.
I am obsessed with hot sauce, especially Texas Pete, which we have in the back, which we have in the refrigerator. And I was like, this is chicken casserole. Hot sauce and chicken go together just like they go hand in hand. I was like, I'm going to slap some hot sauce on this. And it paid off. It was great.
Maybe it's something I might do in the future. I just won't tell her about it.
But I did have some pieces there in some bites where I didn't have hot sauce on it. And guess what? It was great. It was awesome.
All right.
But I'm sorry. And, man, I hate when Pam Brock's mad at me. And apparently she's mad at me.
It's not a good place to be. It's a real – you feel like you let her down, you know?
I'm sorry. It was delicious, though.
All right. Well, good. That's good to hear. Moving along. Boy, yeah, how about a birthday gift for me this year? Every year when I blow out the candles, my wife made me a nice cookie cake to eat this year, which is one of my favorite types of cakes. And every year when I'm blowing out the candles and making a birthday wish, I wish for a happy and healthy family.
As you should.
That's my number one wish. Number two, a new owner in Washington. And we could be on our way to that happening. We could be on our way.
What a alert I got on my phone from ESPN today.
Alert. Snyder alert.
Where it said that Bank of America is coming into town.
Dan Snyder hires Bank of America to sell Washington Commanders.
America's Bank of America is coming to town to help Dan Snyder sell this team, which is what so many fans of Washington have wanted to be done for years now. And it looks like that there is some sort of light at the end of the tunnel.
They're exploring the sale of their franchise. Now, some have speculated this could be like a minority share type of thing. Either way, it's the door opening. The door is cracked.
It's creaking.
And it feels real. And it is a celebratory day for all Washington fans out there.
Now, I mean, the celebration that I've been seeing on social media so far, just by the announcement of there is Bank of America coming in, they're looking to sell the team. I mean, they're going to be dancing in the streets in Maryland. And when the day comes that this team has been sold.
And I'm not a moron. I realize that this means nothing as far as the future success of Washington, but it's like a relationship. If you are in a bad, a word that people like to use a lot now, Chandler, toxic.
Oh yeah, toxic relationship.
If you're in a toxic relationship, there's no guarantee your next relationship is going to be good.
Right.
But if you get out of that toxic relationship, there is a guarantee you won't have to worry about that anymore. And that's how I feel about this. There's no guarantee this new billionaire, whoever it is, comes in and is going to make this a great franchise. They might suck. They might still suck. But I know this, it won't be Dan Snyder sucking. We have seen what Dan Snyder, as the owner of Washington, what the results are. We have a big enough sample size to see the dysfunction, the lawsuits, all that mess. We've seen enough of that. This new guy, gal, whatever, alien. It'd be cool if an alien bought the team. Whoever comes in and purchases the team doesn't guarantee success, doesn't guarantee anything other than it's not Dan Snyder there screwing it up with the dark cloud and all of the just calamity that has taken place since he has been the owner. The other day, Redbeard. So, I guess Joe Gibbs' grandson, Ty Gibbs, who's a racer, was asked about being booed, and he said Jesus was hated. Never good when you compare yourself to Jesus Christ. I just wouldn't do that if I were you. But he did.
Yeah, stay away from that.
And I joked that, in his defense, his grandfather is God, Joe Gibbs. And Redbeard said, even his second stint with the team, does that tarnish a legacy? Well, no, because under Dan Snyder, if you take the team to the playoffs 2 times in 4 seasons, and you have their last playoff win, which is what Joe Gibbs has back in 2005, then yeah, he's still a god. He's still a success. It's a miracle to take this team to the playoffs twice. That is how bad it's been since Snyder took over the team in the late 90s. So
05 was y'all's last playoff win. And I guess now that I think about it, I was thinking that RG3's rookie year that y'all had went and made a run?
Up 14-0 on Seattle, cruising in the playoffs. He gets hurt. Everything goes to crap. We lose that game. We lost the playoff game to the Packers with Cousins. We lost to the Bucks with Heineke. We lost in 2007 with Jason Campbell got hurt, and it was, is it Todd? No, yeah, Todd Collins. Todd Collins was the quarterback.
A name I've never heard.
Went to Seattle, had a lead in that game, and ended up losing to Seattle on Wild Card Weekend. The last playoff win came in Tampa with Mark Brunell, I think throwing for under 100 yards in that game, and Washington was able to win. Sean Taylor had a touchdown.
R.I.P.
Last home playoff win came technically, it was the 99 season. I guess it would have been January of 2000. They beat the Detroit Lions. That was the last home playoff win. We're going on over 20 years.
I was 1 year old in 1999.
Since they won a home playoff game.
Which, I mean,
that is the legacy of Snyder. How many coaches? Turner, Schottenheimer, Spurrier, Gibbs 2.0, Jim Zorn. Did we go Gruden? No, Shanahan 2.0, old
Riverboat.
Shanahan, Gruden, Riverboat, all the crappy quarterbacks, everything, man. It's been awful. But could be coming to an end.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you guys see it.
Let's see.
Let's see, Jeff.
Let's see.
Let's see.
You ready for some Jeff Charles Michael Perry action coming up?
I am, baby.
And listen.
Listen, Jeff.
Some Cy Seymour on ESPN Plus.
Are you kidding me? And buddy, let me tell you something, buddy.
We got to get some Cy back on the show next week.
We've got to
talk some
Pirate
ECU.
basketball is back next Tuesday.
Try to get him, Coach Perry, on. We're going to be talking some. Willie Smith's ready. Willie Smith in the chat texted me earlier. He's ready to go in and maybe purchase the team. I told Willie I got to get a lottery ticket, and if my numbers hit, we will be taking over Washington. I was so excited. I told my wife before I left work today, I told her about the news, and she could tell the excitement on my face, and she said, if we win the lottery, we can I said, we'll change the team name. She said, can we change the colors? And I said, I don't know. That would probably get people upset at us immediately. More upset than they'd be at Snyder. So I think we got to keep the same colors, but we can change the name once we own the team. All right.
What would you name it?
Washington Hogs, Washington Red Hogs, Washington. Oh, no. I would go Bob Johnson style. Washington Clippers. Aren't there ships in the port there in D.C.?
Well, there is a boat called a Clipper.
Exactly.
There's a type of boat that's called a Clipper.
How conceited would that be?
That would be very.
The Clipper.
Bob Johnson. Was that his name that took over that owned the Bobcats? And yeah, Clippers, hail to the Clippers. Kind of makes sense. HTTC. Have a cool logo.
Hail to the Clippers.
Something to
What would the logo be like that old sports bar logo? Remember the old
my face?
Your face?
No, I wouldn't put my face on a helmet.
No, it'd be like
midfield.
It would be a cursive C, like what he's got on his hat.
Yeah.
How honored would you be for like an opposing team to come out there and like just rough up the midfield logo?
And I would,
or like celebrate it like T.O.
I'd have to go. I'd go in the locker room. I'd say, "You see what they did to our field, to my field? We're not going to take that. We're not going to take that." Big one for the Commanders this week. Kirk Cousins back in town. Vikings are rolling. Commanders have won 3 in a row.
You like that? You like that?
Big game in beautiful FedEx Field. Can't wait till that place is demolished. Chase Young back at practice today.
Oh, my God.
They're reeling me back in.
Oh, baby.
Let's get the pumping.
They're reeling me back in.
Let's go, baby.
That Terry McLaurin video from the other day where he is yelling on the sideline.
Charles Leno's getting into it,
Oh, my
too.
God, man.
I want me some glory hole.
You showed me that the other day with so much excitement. I felt happy for you, Cliff.
Yeah.
I really did. I felt happy for you. because I don't like seeing you down, especially in a sports world situation with your team.
Oh, yeah, you don't care about my life, but sports
in the sports world, from a sports perspective, from a sports standpoint, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you be happy. And by God, right now, Clip Brock is as happy as a clam.
I mean, something terrible is about to happen. But for right now, I'm happy. All right, we got to get to our picks, our top 10 and top 25 picks. Paul says, take off that silly commando hat clip. Hey, Paul, how about you come take it off me? Doors unlocked, Paul. Come on in.
Can you be quiet, please?
No.
Thank you.
Oh, you're talking to Paul?
Yes.
Yeah, Paul, you be quiet, please, and thank you. You take this hat off. If you can get it off.
If you can get it off.
If you can get this hat off my head.
It's a contest.
First person to get this hat off my head wins today's booty bag prize.
Stop disrespecting me, bro.
Paul, you're up
don't
first.
Do that.
Crap, I made a mistake.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? All right, top 10, top 25 picks. C.J. Schaefer, R.I.P.
God rest his soul.
No longer with us. 12-6 on the year, in first place. I'm 11-7. Chandler, you are 10-8 after going 1-1 last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had the upset in Happy Valley.
Yes, I did.
That was looking good.
It looked great. It looked great, just like it did a couple of weeks ago when I chose Syracuse. People laughed at me. I chose Syracuse. Syracuse goes on the road. They look good until they didn't. Until they didn't look good, and it's the same thing last week. I wanted Penn State to win it at home. That's funny. Penn State winning against Ohio State, maybe it looked good there until it didn't. So I mean, look. Like I said last week, I don't care. There's no wager, but when you put these picks out on the table, like I have in the past few weeks, it is awesome watching those games and feeling that type of excitement.
Ryan Meadows is here, maybe to take this hat off my head. Because he could probably do it. He's a tough guy. We'll talk to Ryan Meadows here in a few minutes. CJ has sent his picks in. He says we got to have a new name for these two. They're not upset picks because his picks are. I will take Alabama over LSU as a top 10 upset. That's not an upset, CJ. He says Wake Forest over NC State, top 25 upset. That also not an upset, but technically those are the teams he's going to pick to lose this week. So he's got LSU and NC State. Chandler, who do you got?
I'm going with an upset. I'm going with an upset in my top 25.
Okay.
Look ahead alert. Look ahead alert. Look ahead alert. Carolina goes on the road at Virginia.
Ooh.
I know. Virginia's not good.
That it smells.
I know.
That is stinky.
I know.
Very stinky.
I know.
We're laughing at you again.
I know. Laugh at me all you want to.
That is
because I'm taking the boys out and I'm putting them on the table again because Carolina goes on the road. They have to go on the road again next week, and guess who that is against? It is against the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Can they overlook Virginia this week? I think they possibly can.
Don't they call this like the South's oldest rivalry, I believe?
I don't know. What they're going to call it this week is the upset of the week.
Got it.
That's what they're going to call it this week. They're going to call it the upset of the week. It's going to be Virginia over Carolina. Give it to me now. I mean, and people probably think I'm crazy. I'm going to go to the store later on, maybe. I'm going to go to trivia later on. I'm going to go to some bars maybe later this week, and people are going to laugh in my face.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Laugh all you want. I'm taking Virginia. I'm taking the Cavaliers. I'm taking the Fighting Eric Wards over the Tar Heels, over the Fighting Jody Jones.
Well done, mixing in some former ECU personnel in there. All right, my top 25 upset as I scour the board. There is a major look-ahead alert happening in Tulsa, Oklahoma this weekend. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger on that. I am ready to pull the trigger on this, and this is not an upset. This is a home team favored against a ranked team. Washington over Oregon State. Give me Washington.
They're like 4.5-point favorites, right?
Yeah, that's a lame pick, but that is going to be my pick. I'm taking Oregon State to lose. And I'll up the ante for my top 10 pick. I don't know how much I believe in this yet. I don't know. I guess I got to believe. I'm going to go ahead and believe. What's the coach at Notre Dame?
Marcus Freeman.
Rough start to his tenure, would you say?
I would say so, especially the hype that was surrounding him when he got the job. I have a Notre Dame friend who's a diehard Irish fan, and I've also seen on social media how much they love this guy. They love the hire. But, I mean, Notre Dame's a place where you have to win, and that's not what Marcus Freeman's doing.
They have had some bad losses this year, including home to California.
Marshall.
Including Marshall. They beat California. Home to Marshall. Home to Stanford. Ugly. But you know what else they've had? They've had some good wins this year. One of those came at North Carolina. They beat BYU when BYU was 16th in the country. They won at Syracuse when they were 16th in the country. They played well against Ohio State. You know what they like? They like playing ranked teams, Chandler. And this week, they're going to, what do they say? Awake the echoes, whatever that mythical crap they do in South Bend. This is going to be one of those games, one of those nights. Clemson's inconsistent offense is going to rear its ugly head. Notre Dame playing their best football that they've played this year, and they are going to keep that rolling. A night game in South Bend, something magical still about it. And Marcus Freeman is starting to get fans back on his side.
I like this.
And this will cement it when they knock off the Clemson Tigers coming up on Saturday night.
I love that pick.
Thank you,
I love
sir.
that pick.
Thank you.
I love that pick. I love picking against Clemson. I did it earlier this year. It didn't help. It did not succeed.
It
but
might not work out.
I love picking against Clemson because, man, talk about an overrated football team.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I mean, when I say overrated, I mean they're a top 10 team, top 15, top 5. Give me a break. Anyway.
Who's your top 10 pick?
I made this decision earlier, not knowing who was at home, and this is stupid of me, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with the pick. Because you know why? Because I love to sing the song. Dun, 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 dun. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. I'm telling you, Tennessee at Georgia.
They've passed
8-point favorites is Georgia.
They've passed every test so far.
And to me, I think they earn that number 1 spot in the first college football playoff rankings that have come out. Tennessee goes on the road. They're going to show that that number 1 spot is theirs for the taking. Georgia fans, 8-point favorites, they're going to be upset on Saturday. It's the game of the week. And Tennessee, people go, oh, they got their big win against Alabama. They're on the road against Georgia. There's no way they could beat Georgia and Alabama. Guess what? There is a way. When there is a will, there is a way, and there is a will, so there is a way. Tennessee over Georgia on the road. Tennessee's going to give me 2 wins in the upset picks for this year. Go Vols, go Rocky Top.
Another
Tennessee.
Wednesday, another day where the boys are on the table for Chandler Honeycutt. Loves those Vols. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back when we return. Ryan Meadows will join us. We'll talk some area baseball. Down East, Hitting Camp is back for another year, and some big names involved in that. Some great instruction. We'll tell you all about it. Give you the details when we return on Pirate Radio Live as we roll on here on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
County has not gotten our fair share when it comes to state funding because we don't have a seat at the table when it comes time to craft the budget. While the legislature is controlled by Republicans, 100% of Pitt County's members are Democrats. This despite Democrats only making up 40% of Pitt County citizens. Furthermore, while most of our county has risen to the challenge of the pandemic and new business, as well as new development, the glaring exception is the town of Bethel. Under Mayor Glorstein Brown, the signs of the times in Bethel are for rent, no trespassing, and out of business.
What I see happening in Bethel is what I would love to see happen in my district and within the county.
What? No. That's not what we need. Charles Drock Vincent is a businessman who will be your voice in Raleigh, making sure Pitt County gets our fair share of state funding to facilitate more positive growth in our area. Remember to vote Vincent, your voice in the State House.
Paid for by Vincent for House.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York-style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Some personal notes on the life of legendary Georgia football coach Vince Dooley after this. Just like Pepsi, Javion McCray from Charlotte, born in Eastern Carolina.
This is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. I'm the 4th generation of my family to have the honor of distributing Pepsi-Cola products to my neighbors in Eastern North Carolina. For over 75 years, my family has taken pride in this great responsibility, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over 7 decades. When you purchase a Pepsi in Eastern North Carolina, you are supporting your community and keeping those dollars right here in your own backyard. Support local, drink Pepsi. Go Pirates.
I was saddened to hear the news last month that legendary Georgia football coach Vince Dooley had passed away at the age of 90. He coached the Bulldogs to a national championship in 1980 with Herschel Walker. During his 25-year coaching career, his record was 201, 77, and 10, and his teams won 6 SEC championships. I had the privilege of doing a weekly radio show with Coach Dooley on WSB in the early 80s. I can remember attending the weekly press briefings in Athens. They were held in a classroom on campus, and it was like going to school with Coach in a short sleeve shirt and tie at the blackboard talking about Saturday's upcoming game. Later in my career, I was hired by his younger brother Bill to serve as the voice of the Hokies at Virginia Tech. Bill passed away in Wilmington a few years ago, and I saw Vince at the funeral. His son Derek Dooley survives, who followed his father into the coaching profession. Coach Vince Dooley, college football has lost a great one. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hemp Garden is your premium CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. If you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support, Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta and Delta 8 and Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, new segment idea. A couple of 40-somethings talking technology. This will be a good show with Clip Rock and Ryan Meadows, who joins us here in the studio today. And Ryan, always good to have you in this time of year. That means it's time for some baseball camp action going on. How you doing, man?
I'm doing really good, man. Thanks for having me.
Before we get going, World Series, you're a fellow Braves fan. So man, tough to find a rooting interest in this one. I can't root for Philly, but I'll tell you what I do like, and that is great atmospheres, great crowds. And I said it going into the game yesterday. It was going to be a zoo last night. It absolutely was. And Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber and all the players helped that zoo become a madhouse. But Philly's reminding me of our team last year, right? Just red hot, awesome at home, and have a 2-1 series lead.
That's what it is, man. You just got to get it in and, get in the tournament, they say, and the hottest team wins. That was fun to watch last night. Like you said, the atmosphere was just unbelievable, and I'm not rooting for Philly, not that big an Astro guy. This time of year, I pull for whoever won last night because I love Game 7s.
Yeah.
In any professional sport, basketball, baseball, whatever, just seeing the highest athlete, class-wise in the world competing for a winner-take-all series and trophy, man, it doesn't get better than that.
No doubt. And I will say Philly has some likable players. Bryce Harper has become more likable over the years. But years ago, I said, how could anybody for any team, whoever they root for, dislike Freddie Freeman? I just feel like he's one of those guys. And I think Kyle Schwarber might be in that camp.
Yeah.
He's tough to dislike, so
he is.
I'll give some credit to Philly when I can. But like you said, just amazing atmosphere. They'll go back at it again tonight for Game 4. And
can't wait.
Philly's looking to take a bit of a stranglehold on this thing.
They are.
Looking forward to that tonight. All right, coming up next weekend, the Down East Hitting Camp is back. And how many years you been doing this now?
So this is going to be the 4th year, the 4th annual. So we've this will be our 7th overall camp. We've had 3 successful hitting camps and 3 successful pitching and catching camps. So we're excited to have a lot of our staff back that wants to continue to try to give back to the community and the area, and some exciting new names we're bringing in, and it's really getting fun for me to see all the kids return. I think the second graders 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I think are in 5th grade now, 4th or 5th grade, and to see those names keep repeating means we're doing something right. They're getting something out of it, or their parents are just thinking of a pretty economical way to get them out of the house for a weekend. We'll take either way. So
no, that's cool, man.
It's fun.
It reminds me of what I really enjoy about this part of the job, getting to know the athletes at East Carolina, and you see them as freshmen, and they're kids running around, don't know what they're doing, and then you talk to Holt Nailers, Miles Berry, Xavier Smith. We talk to them every Monday, and they've grown into, you've just seen them mature, but also get better on the field.
Yeah,
and,
no doubt.
That's got to be cool for you to see with these kids. You remember them 3 years ago and see them now.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I played or competed against several kids in Legion this last summer that started going to our camps in middle school. Just see the transformation that they've made from where they were and to where they were last summer. We're not going to take too much credit for that, but the credit really goes into the parents for making the investment, to push themselves and invest in camps like this, invest in opportunities, and it's obviously paid off for a lot of them. So it's going to be a great weekend.
So you'll have some returners there that know what's going on. How about for newcomers, Ryan? Give us kind of the basics on what to expect at this camp next weekend.
So the camp is November 12th and 13th. It's grades 2 through 12. We've got an array of coaches from all the way from Division I coaches to junior college coaches, high school. Got some little league coaches out there. Really have the whole the whole dynamic of levels of coaching covered. It's a hitting camp. It's all day Saturday. It'll be 9:30 to 5 on Saturday. Sunday is a half a day, 11 to 3. We take a lot of pride in being one of the really only in the area, at least, on-field instructional camps and clinics, and take a lot of pride in the instruction, a lot of pride, not just in the massive amount of reps they're going to get, but the quality of reps and the feedback they're going to get on every station they go through. I can't say enough about, what our staff has done the last 3 years and counting. So they're what makes it, not to mention, like I said, the people that want to come back and do it over and over again. It should be a great weekend, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's not just kind of roll the ball out and let the kids run around. With all of these great staff members you have, it's a lot of individualized work, right? They are looking at what your child is doing, instructing them on how to do it, a lot of individual work.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we first started out, we had kind of 8 really big groups, and the groups are a little bit bigger, and COVID taught us a lot. The year that we were going through COVID, and we had, by law or rule to really make the group sizes smaller and shrink them down, and we put more staff with the groups and really hired just a lot more coaches. I really like that from a skill development standpoint. So that's kind of we've gone through. So we've got 8 big groups and 8 small field groups. This anywhere from like 7 to 10 kids a group, and I think we've got 2 or 3, 4 coaches on every station. So every station they're going to roll through is almost like an individual practice. We really want to have a great coach to player ratio and camper ratio, and I think we've achieved that.
It's great to see the legendary names involved in this camp year after year with James Rabbit Fulgham, of course, and Howard McCullough, Johnny Nairn, Tommy Easton, those guys. And the list goes on and on. But what I like too, Ryan, is incorporating some new faces to this thing. And I think Jake Washer has been there before, former Pirate catcher. But to see names like Bryson Worrell pop up on the list, Spencer Brickhouse, who I know has helped you out in the past, but these former Pirates who are going to give their time and their instruction to these kids. These are guys that these kids they're probably heroes. They watch the play out there.
And we've even got some, a large contingency of current college players. Tommy Easton can't be there this year, but he's certainly one of our advisors, and he started this camp, so long ago and picked it up whenever Coach Fulgham and Coach McCullough kind of passed it down to him. And, he's definitely one of my advisors, and he's given me, his staff that weekend, and not to mention, 7 or 8 of his players, along with players from Lenore Community College and a current Pirate, local Dixon Williams is going to be there. Nice. So obviously an outstanding high school player from D.H. Conley, and all it took was one question in Dixon, and really all the guys were all in. They look forward to it, and baseball guys, we've got to get our fix in, and we don't have a lot of fixes this time of year. So for us to get together on a very selfish level, and a bunch of coaches and players hang out and enjoy the game and teach the game and talk the game, it's a weekend in heaven for us. We'd really enjoy it.
All right, you can register downeastbaseball.org. I guess if they have questions, downeastcamps@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. That's the email.
Okay, that's the email address. And $125. What all does that include?
So obviously includes all weekend instruction, and they're going to get fed lunch on Saturday. If they register before October 20th, they'll also get a camp T-shirt. If we have any left, we'll certainly pass those out to the newcomers that got a little bit of late head start on registering. But Cliff, it's very important to note there's only a week left to register. Our registration ends a week from today on November 9th at midnight. By the next morning, it's going to be closed down, and we're going to start finalizing the groups and getting the information out to the people that need to have all that good stuff, and we're going to get ready to roll. So you've got 1 week left. If you hadn't signed up, please do so, and we'll include you.
I ask you this type of question every year, Ryan, and I'll word it this way this year. You played a lot of baseball. You went to a lot of camps, I'm sure. So how has it changed? What were you doing at camps in the 90s that are still being done and will be done next weekend to this day? And maybe what's different? Like, what has changed over the years?
I mean, I think obviously the analytics is different, and the language might be different. But, one thing we've really tried to do in this camp is take the same model, the same, work ethic and kind of just old school grind and pass it along to these players. Look, some of these coaches up here, 30 years ago were at the camps when I was going to at Snow Hill, right? Which is crazy. But they're kind of the first people I reached out to, because we want that old school feel. So many camps these days are at, no knock on indoor facilities, no knock on showcase camps, no knock on ID camps, but that's kind of what it's become. And, we wanted to provide, something where, we're able to get on a baseball field and we're able to do something besides grade somebody. We want to truly help them be better Sunday when they leave than they are Saturday when they arrive, and I think we achieved that.
Some of the words and phrases, like when I was playing baseball, I don't ever remember hearing about a launch ankle,
right,
things like that.
Right.
You were probably like halfway through your coaching career when you first heard some of these terms, right?
Yeah, we've always talked about it. It's just kind of labeled a different way. I think a lot of it is people that maybe not have the baseball experience or the baseball background have found a way for them to get in the game by creating these terms and these analytical stuff, and scientists have found their way to creep in the game and be a part of it, which is great because all that stuff is really valuable, but all they're doing is labeling stuff that baseball coaches have known since the beginning of time. We know that a ball comes off your bat harder than you've got better exit velocity. We don't need somebody to tell us a term like that, So
I blame this sports science guy on ESPN back in the day.
Yeah,
remember that guy popped up? Like, what is he doing on Sports Center? And now they're like common phrases we hear.
Sure, and you know what? Big time athletes pay a lot of money on the side for stuff, and it's it's a crazy world, but it's the world we live in, and I think the key is to keep it all perspective, and regardless of what you're going to do, get the basic fundamentals first, and then you can kind of take it, as advanced as you want to take it these days.
Ryan Meadows joining us. You can get all the details downeastbaseball.org, but it's going on next week, and Ryan said an important date a week from now. Next Wednesday is the deadline to register, so go ahead and do it now. Get your child involved, and it's going to be another great camp. Ryan, as far as you personally go, stepped away from coaching at North Pitt, still handling the post 39 duties.
Yeah, man, I've got the best of a lot of worlds right now. I'll be honest. I'm still as far as I know, coaching post 39 this summer. I haven't made any plans otherwise. We're starting to kind of look at things in that perspective. I'm still at North Pitt teaching, in the weight room, and I've kind of transitioned to taking over the facilities there, the football field, baseball field, and softball field. So, that's a year-round job that was desperately needed at our school to get our facilities back to where we want them, and I think it's well on its way. So, other than that, spending a lot of time with my own kids and doing a little bit of coaching here and there on the side. I got a chance to coach my daughter's 12U softball team, which was a first. So I coached my son's travel ball team, which was not a first, but I got to spend a little more time with his friends. I've been fortunate enough to go out to LCC, Lenore, and help Coach Smith out there. So a little bit at the college level here and there when I get a chance to help him out. So,
awesome.
It's been great, and I'm sure come springtime, if I'm needed and if I'm, sought after and invited, I'll be glad to help North Pitt baseball do anything they can. And so,
how different is it coaching a big-time North Pitt Conference baseball game and coaching a softball game with it's two different sports almost the way it's played, but
what, man, kids are kids. You be honest with them, you be honest with the parents, and get them out there for the right reasons. And it might be kind of cliche, but I've never really paid attention to the other side of the fence anyway. I don't care if we're in the state championship or at Sarah Law playing 12U fall softball at a scoreboard on. The game is the game, and we get kind of locked in on that, and we're there for the kids, so it really doesn't change a lot.
I hear Cliff Godwin, a lot of these coaches talk about dugout energy and supporting your teammates, and I don't know, sometimes that might lack in baseball. Every softball game I've ever witnessed, that's never lacked in softball.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy. a lot of energy in that, and a lot of energy in youth travel baseball. So I've never been a big cheerleader guy. I honestly think in baseball sometimes the slowest heartbeat wins. It's great to pull for your teammates and have that high energy, but sometimes those teams crash pretty fast too. So as long as you can get up there with a slow heartbeat when it's your turn to do your job, then you'll be fine.
I like that. Ryan Meadows joining us. Got the Down East Hitting Camp 2022 edition coming up next weekend. And any other details folks need to know, Ryan?
No, just hurry up and sign up. We do have a cap on the camp. We're several away from that now. There's a chance it may hit it. So don't wait. Go ahead and sign up and give me a call or give me an email. if you have any questions, we'll be glad to help you out.
Ryan, thanks for joining us, man. How's your fantasy football team doing?
We're probably the definition of average.
Is that your son took over, or is it?
No, he has his own. He won it last year, and he's not doing well this year. He's not handling failure very well. We got to
life lessons.
It might be the worst thing. The best thing has happened to him. He's failing at something and having a little adversity. So we like those parental moments.
Come back stronger.
That's right.
That's all you can do.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
All right, there is Ryan Meadows joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a timeout, come back, wrap up hour number 1. Hour 2, we'll talk some hockey with Wade Minter, PA announcer for the Carolina Hurricanes. He'll join us to talk about the hot start for the Hurricanes. Also, Patrick Mason, Daily Reflector, will recap his trip to Provo and talk about East Carolina the remainder of the way. 3 games left to go. Pirates looking good, Ryan.
Looking good.
Looking good, and we'll see if they can continue that. We'll talk about it later on in the show with Patrick Mason and Stephen Igoe. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Don't stress this holiday season. Give the gift of beauty. A gift certificate from Beauty Bar Medi Spa will not only bring a smile to that special someone, it will smooth wrinkles, tighten skin, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Visit the professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa in Greenville. Available now. Gift certificate specials for her or him. And BOGO stocking stuffers. You save and they glow. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Go Pirates.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone, and the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a Cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the seafood delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. UniversitySportswearENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, UniversitySportswearENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit UniversitySportswearENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. UniversitySportswearENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Pirate Radio.
You know, for having such a bleak outlook on pirates, you're well on your way to becoming one.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Drive a little and save a lot. At Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They have a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, plus offer service to all makes and models in a state-of-the-art facility. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington on Highway 264 in Washington, and you can go online as well as at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. You need an extra space to stretch out, you can come in here. I mean, it's fine.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you letting me charge my laptop.
No problem.
Thanks, buddy. You're the best.
Yep, you got it.
Oh, man.
Anytime. Whatever you need, we got you covered here. All right, revisiting. Yeah, kick back and relax, man. It's a Wednesday. All right, revisiting our first segment. Thanks to Ryan Meadows for joining us. Down East Hitting Camp. 2022, and you can get your child involved, and man, some great names involved in that thing. We made our top 10 and top 25 picks. Who's going to lose this week? Chandler going back to Rocky Top. Game of the week this week, Tennessee at Georgia. He has taken the Volunteers to knock off the Bulldogs. Josh on Facebook Live says, no effing way Tennessee beats the Dogs.
Oh, man.
Go Dogs.
He's one of those doubters. He's one of those people that laugh at me in public.
He's a doubter. He's a laugher. He's a hater.
Yep.
Although I tend to agree with him. Adam says, Chan Man, the sports guy, I thought you were way off picking Tennessee over Bama a few weeks ago. But you were right. And I'm with you on Tennessee over them Dogs. Rocky Top.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
So you
home,
know,
sweet home to me.
You know what you have done? You've converted some folks.
Yes, I have.
You have made people believers.
I fed them some ice cream
after that Tennessee over Alabama pick, where your sports guy status was on the line.
Yes.
And I was very proud of you, Chandler.
I take risks, and I've
calculated risk,
and that is all I've done for the past at least 3 weeks. You know, people thought I was crazy. People thought I was crazy. They really said this guy is going for Tennessee to beat Alabama. Who's laughing now? But now, you know, and that game, it could have hurt me in the standings, in the in just the way that I pick these games, because that game gave me a lot of confidence. So I come in every week.
Maybe too much.
And I come in every week, and I love to just say, that's probably not going to happen, but I think it could. I'm going to go. I could take the high road. I could take the easy road. I've said this before. I take the road less traveled. I take the road with the most thorns, with the most barbed wire.
The most what?
The most,
the most thorns.
Most
and
thorns.
The most what?
Not barbed wire.
Bob. Who's Bob Wire? I don't know. Is he a buddy of yours? Hey, Bob.
Anyway, I take the road.
Bob Wire.
Things that make you go,
I think Bob Wire and Paul Mall hang out together.
But I take the road that's the
Have you met his wife, Barb Wire, by chance?
Barbed Wire.
That's his wife, Bob's wife. The Wires. They're a great couple.
I just have a country accent, okay? You have to bear with me. But I take the road.
All right, enough.
That's the dirtiest.
Finish your point. We've got...
But it's fun. It's fun to sit there and watch those games and know that I've got this team to win, and they're winning. But it's not fun when they don't. But it's fun when they do.
Monica, apparently not going to let up. Monica said, Clip, I hope your birthday cake had all the icing on top. Again, okay, this is a reference, Chandler. We love a reference.
I'm lost in this reference.
I'm assuming it's a reference to me saying if ECU beats BYU, it's kind of like icing on the cake.
Oh!
Which is, again, I stand by my point because I never said what Monica claims I said and what Pirate Radio tweeting out, here's Monica getting on Clip for saying this game didn't matter. I never said the game didn't matter. What are we just making up things that people say?
That won't me.
You said I said barbed wire when I said barbed wire.
Shirley, did he say Bob or Barb?
Barb. No, Bob. I was so confident in that.
No, he said Barb. He said Barb.
I was like, wait, am I wrong?
Well, I mean, he called me out yesterday, just nobody heard it, because I made a mistake in a live read. I was trying to say...
Can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
She tried to say Beauty Bar Medi Spa, but she said...
That's not booty. Beauty.
Beauty Bar Medi Spa, but she said Beauty Bar Medi Spa.
I heard it too. I almost said Shirley, her Boston roots coming out. Beauty Bar.
Beauty Bar Medi Spa.
The Beauty Bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, people seem to think that you don't care about ECU football and that game last week meant nothing.
Come on, Monica. I never said the game didn't matter.
I know what you were talking about.
I said it didn't matter. You want to play this whole thing about every game matters the same, like we're a play or something? You don't truly believe that. Do you think every game matters the same? Like for us?
For us fans, no.
Even for the players, does the Campbell game matter as much as UCF at home?
If you want to be real, no.
I'd love to be real. I don't want to play.
Let's be 100.
Let's keep it honey. honey. Anyway, this Cincinnati game coming up, that doesn't matter.
No, matter.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, Pirates are bowl eligible. It don't matter.
It don't matter. Nothing matters anymore. Like Metallica said, nothing else matters. It matters, okay? It matters a lot. Everything matters. You matter. I matter. This paper's made of matter. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back when we return. Does hockey matter? It does to some.
It does to Wade Minter.
It does to Wade Minter because he is the PA announcer of the Carolina Hurricanes. And those Hurricanes are 6-2-1 to start the season. We'll mix in a little hockey talk here on a bye week for ECU football when we return. Wade Minter joins us after this.
My name is Gary Weaver. I'm a 34-year veteran of law enforcement, and I am running for sheriff of Pitt County because our county needs new leadership in their sheriff's office. As sheriff, I will do what is necessary to keep our community safe, stop the illegal trade of fentanyl and other drugs, protect our children in their schools, and recruit more deputies to patrol our streets. It's time for a change, a new direction. Pitt County deserves better. Vote Gary Weaver for Pitt County Sheriff.
Paid for by the committee to elect Gary Weaver Sheriff.
Do you find it hard to stay healthy during the holidays? You're not alone. The secret is in all in what you eat. At Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we have certified dietitians to provide you with accurate advice on the eating plan and lifestyle choices that you need to make to help you live well. You need more than just an internet search to be able to get a plan that fits your unique needs. Your dietitian will customize an eating plan that is specific to your goals, your budget, and your lifestyle while providing coaching along the way. Sign up today at kptonline.com.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville is making it easy for you to buy a new truck or Jeep in October. The inventory is back and so are the incentives. It's Ram Power Days at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep and you'll save up to $2,500 plus get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new Ram truck. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep needs to make way for the 2023 model, so October is a great month for you to upgrade into a new Ram or Jeep. Save $2,000 or get 2.9% financing for 60 months on a new Jeep Compass. Save up to $2,500 on the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. And you'll need to check out the new 2023 models like the new Jeep Wrangler. Lease the new 2023 Jeep Wrangler Sport for only $399 a month.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep across from the Crackville in Greenville. Come see us.
Wrangler lease is 39 months, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Offers do not include tax, tags, and the $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates. See dealer for details.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org / for licensing information. Please visit guildmortgage.com / licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ says daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. And there's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Rock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, I do not have a hockey question cooked up for tonight at Sports Trivia, but I'll ask Chandler one right now. Chandler, who is the only Carolina Hurricane to grace the cover of an NHL video game?
Stahl.
Eric Stahl is correct. Well done.
I just couldn't remember because there's Jordan and Eric, right?
And another, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll find out the answer to that right now as Wade Minter joins us on the Pit Electric Live line. Who's the other Stahl brother, Wade?
That'd be Jared Stahl, who's coaching when Greenville at the ECHL right now.
All right. Well, there you go. The Stahl brothers. Wade Minter joining us. Wade, great to have you back on the show. And the Hurricanes off to a great start to this season, 6-2-1, as they knocked off the Capitals earlier this week. And Wade, I'm curious, when you're there in what is a great atmosphere at PNC Arena, what opponents bring the most energy from the Caniacs and from the opposing fans? What team? When I saw Washington, I think they might be up there, Wade, but you can tell us better than anybody. Like, what opponents get that building really rocking?
Yeah, Washington, because of the geographic proximity, does bring their fans travel really well, so there's some spirited back and forth. The Northeast teams draw really well because we got a lot of transplants who have left the Rust Belt in the Northeast to come down to the beautiful Triangle area and make their home. So even though their kids are Caniacs, they'll be wearing Rangers or Devils or Sabres jerseys. And, I think that there's still a little bit of animosity from Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, who've won the last couple Stanley Cups before Colorado got theirs last year. And, they've got some fans who kind of travel with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. So I think that's another one that you can see some spirited action.
Wade Minter joining us, Pit Electric Live Line. Hurricanes right now 13 points in the Metropolitan, behind the Devils and Rangers, but the Canes have played 2 less games than the Rangers, 1 less game than the Devils. They will take on those Lightning that Wade just talked about coming up Thursday on the road. But Wade, what has led to the good start for the Hurricanes this year? Who's performing well on the ice?
I think you've seen Andrei Svechnikov and Martin Necas take steps forward. Necas in particular has had a couple of disappointing years. I think he'd tell you that didn't quite go the way he wanted to, and he ended up taking a little bit of a smaller bridge contract because he didn't have a great contract year. He's really brought it this year. He's driving play. He's somebody that's really kind of taken that next step in their career, and as he does that, that's going to be good news for the Canes. Andrei Svechnikov with, I believe, 8 goals on the year. I just checked. 10 points. Really looking at like that power player that he's been for the past few years, but he's really putting the puck in the net now. So those 2 guys, I think, are causing surprises. You've got the addition of Brent Burns on the blue line, replacing Tony DeAngelo, and then kind of replacing from a year prior to that Dougie Hamilton. Iron Man has played a ton of games in great shape. He scored his first couple goals with the Canes over the last few games, and having that presence on the power play and having that presence on the blue line is making a big difference.
Wade, speaking of contracts you mentioned there, kind of a long-term look at this team right now. So the Canes were on that long playoff drought and now are making it every year and are one of the top teams in the East. And they're in this window where they have a real chance to win a Stanley Cup. Where are we at on that window as far as future contracts go? As far as the young players that they locked up years ago, where are the Canes right now in a long-term standing with the talent on the roster?
They're certainly in their window. The salary cap's been really flat for the COVID years, only going up $1 million or so every year, which has squeezed a lot of teams. And the Canes have been pretty lucky to have some team-friendly contracts, especially for players like Teuvo Teravainen, for Jacob Slavin, for Brett Pesce. Those contracts will be starting to roll over in the next couple years. And fortunately for, I think, the team and the league and the fans, the cap will be going up, barring any other surprises. But you're really kind of in that sweet spot right now for the next 2 or 3 years where you've got team-friendly contracts, players are in their prime. You'll have some flexibility with the cap going up to make some moves if you need to. And then, you got to start worrying about the window closing at that point.
And Wade, fans love stability, especially when you're winning and when they can turn over to another year and see those same names with Aho and Svechnikov and players we've talked about. And the same can be said in the goaltending department with the Hurricanes, some familiar names with Anderson and Ranta in the net. So how's the goaltending been so far this year for Carolina with those guys?
Goaltending's been good. Both guys are coming off injuries at the end of last year. Freddie Anderson having a fairly serious knee injury that required surgery and kept him out for the playoffs. Antti Ranta getting injured kind of near the end of the playoffs, battling through, but you ended up with Peter Kochetkov coming in from Chicago of the AHL and playing a few games in the playoffs because Ranta got hurt. So you got to have good goaltending to win in this league, or at the very least, solid goaltending. Both guys have looked good. Freddie's had 6 starts. Antiranta's had 3. Their numbers are solid. 2.64 goals against for Freddie, 2.23 for Antiranta. Both guys have picked up wins in their starts. So, I think that for them the challenge is going to be staying healthy. They've had injury problems in their career. Both of them got nicked last year. If they can stay solid, I think the Canes are really set in goal.
Wade, when you look at the Metropolitan this year, small sample size, very early, but only one team under 500 right now, and that is the Columbus Blue Jackets. So just looking at the Metro, when this thing plays out, who are the biggest contenders, challengers for the Hurricanes in the Metro?
Well, you've got the Rangers, who went to the conference final last year before bowing out to Tampa. They are looking every bit as good as they did last year. The New Jersey Devils are surprising people. They're leading the Metro right now with 14.7 wins, and I think people expected them to be a couple more years away in their rebuild. So they're a surprise early in the season. The Flyers, I think people were expecting to be pretty bad coming into the year. They've got a new coach in John Tortorella. It's usually good for a year or two of getting a lot out of his players before he kind of wears them down, breaks them, and ends up having to go somewhere else. But, the Metro Division, top to bottom, is pretty stacked. There are really no bad teams, with the possible exception of Columbus. And, you end up in a situation where you're watching the scoreboard every night, and every Metro team's getting points, whether they're winning in regulation, they're going to overtime. So you got to take advantage of your points where you can, because the other teams in the division will be piling them up left and right.
Wade Minter joining us on the Pitt Electric Live line. It'll be Canes and Lightning coming up on Thursday. When are the Canes back home, when you can be on the stick there, Wade?
Canes are back in action on Friday, and then they've got a 5 p.m. start on Sunday, so a little kind of early evening hockey on Sunday. So fans want to make the drive up and get back to Greenville at a reasonable hour. Sunday's game might be a good choice for that.
Canes will be ESPN Plus / Hulu on Friday if you're not at PNC Arena when they take on the Sabres. And I remember talking to you about this last year with, ESPN getting hockey back, and you can find it on some other networks now. How about the visibility of hockey? Where are we at right now, you think, across the board, Wade, when it comes to eyeballs? How is TV doing as far as getting the game out there to people?
Yeah, I think my personal opinion is that no sport has been better helped by the move to big, widescreen, high-definition TVs than hockey. If you remember watching it 10, 15 years ago on a tube TV or kind of an early LCD, very hard to follow the puck. It was all kind of a blur. That was one of the biggest complaints people had about watching hockey on TV. It's a great sport to watch live, but it's hard to follow on TV. Now people got 60-inch, 70-inch TVs. They're all widescreen. They're all 4K. You can see the puck. You can see all the players. It's becoming an easier sport to consume on TV, and I think that's benefiting the league because you are having more eyeballs on it. You are having more publicity. Going with the big dog in ESPN in terms of having them as your broadcast partner does raise that visibility. So I think the future is bright. Technology has helped. Better media deals have helped, and it's a fun and exciting product to watch.
Wade, were you a fan of the glowing puck on Fox back in the day?
I was not. Not a huge fan. A little distracting for me.
Yeah.
The times that I did watch it, it was a bit of a novelty.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that they've got smart pucks out there now, and they're able to do a lot of really interesting things with the data that's coming off of the players and the data that's coming off of the pucks. Every team's got an analytics department right now. They're all using that wealth of data that's coming out of the technology that the NHL's partnered with to make better decisions about how to run their lineup. Eric Tulsky and his group with the Canes are doing a bang-up job. I think, some of the top in the league, and using those analytics to make good hockey decisions. So even though you don't have the Comet Trail coming off the puck, there is a lot of data that the teams now have access to that they didn't up until even a couple years prior.
Wade Minter, you can find him at PNC Arena for Canes home games on the mic as the PA announcer. He is a beer league goalie, which he updates on his Twitter. And also, Wade, you still doing some comedy? What else you got going on in your life these days?
Oh, man, I'm staying busy. Still building software with my day job at Dooley Partners. Still building software with my side job at Suggestionogs. I've had to put the improv on the back burner for a little bit, just kind of running out of time. But I am out and about. People will be able to find me.
No doubt. And Wade, we enjoy having you here on Pirate Radio to talk some Canes hockey with us. We'll keep in touch, do it later on down the road this season. But thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you at PNC coming up this weekend.
Sounds good. Let's go Canes.
All right, there is Wade Minter joining us on the Pitt Electric Live Line. Great start to the season for those Carolina Hurricanes. And I think just 2 games tonight in the NHL. But, man, there's plenty going on in the world of sports. You got Game 4 of the World Series. The Phillies just hitting home run after home run after home run last night. Home running the Astros to death in the Game 3 victory last night. So it's 2-1 Philadelphia as they play tonight, 8 o'clock on Fox. The Charlotte Hornets in action against the Bulls tonight. Hornets coming off a bad loss to the Kings. And what they've been doing is playing kind of win-loss basketball. So if they can continue that trend tonight, I'll be happy with a win. But I don't see it going that way. No Terry Rozier, no LaMelo Ball. Kind of tough for the Hornets right now, Chandler.
But you go out and you beat the Warriors somehow on Saturday. You lose to a winless Magic team on Friday. And then you lose to a Kings team who was at one win.
They had one win.
All right, at one point, it was the Magic and the Kings that were the only winless team in the league. So you're losing to those teams. But
and the Lakers.
And the Lakers, but you're beating a team like with the Warriors. So I mean, who knows with this Hornets team? But you get a win without those guys against the Warriors. But at some point, you want to get those guys back and succeed more consistently. And I think that can happen with LaMelo back on the court.
College football on tonight: Central Michigan and Northern Illinois at 7 o'clock, and also Western Michigan at Bowling Green at 7 o'clock. So the Chippewas and Huskies will be on the U. Broncos and Falcons on ESPN2. So Maction continues on a Wednesday night. It'll be a great night out at A.J. McMurphy's. Come on out and join us for some sports trivia at 8 o'clock. Some great food, some cold snacks, and we'll have a good old time. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Patrick Mason going to join us coming up in just a little bit. Also, Stephen Igoe hoists the colors. And the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu from Barstool Sports, all that. And you, what's on your mind here on this Wednesday? You can chime in, Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube. We'll be back with more Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Hey Jeff, how's inventory going?
Inventory levels are increasing. For the first time in over 45 days, we have Mazdas in stock, Buick in stock, Cadillac in stock, and GMC in stock. I highly encourage the customer to go to gmc.com, build and price their vehicle, share that with Brown & Wood, and let us place your order. We need some price protection for these customers, and you got to place an order to have that.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville, and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Don't stress this holiday season. Give the gift of beauty. A gift certificate from Beauty Bar Medi-Spa will not only bring a smile to that special someone, it will smooth wrinkles, tighten skin, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Visit the professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa in Greenville. Available now. Gift certificate specials for her or him and BOGO stocking stuffers. You save and they glow. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Go Pirates!
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owners insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. And both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for boat owners. Country Mart fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you here on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We've got start times for the Purple Gold World Series. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because not only are we in the midst of football season with just 3 games left to go, basketball season cranking up on Tuesday. We've also got some Purple Gold World Series action going on this weekend at East Carolina. So a little something for everybody. ECU women's basketball getting underway on Monday. So, yeah, it's a great time of the year if you are a sports fan and if you are a Pirate fan. It'll begin on Friday, the Purple Gold World Series, 3:30 on Friday. You can go out and watch the Pirates 11:30 on Saturday, and then 12 o'clock they'll wrap it up on Sunday, followed by Meet the Pirates at 2:15. So they'll do an event where you can meet the players and get some autographs, things like that. Cliff Godwin talked about an autograph pennant that you can get out there on Sunday. So Friday at 3:30, Saturday 11:30, Sunday at noon. And Cliff Godwin said that he's going to do the draft. We talked to him last Monday. He said sometime middle to the end of the week this week, so be on the lookout for that. He said he wanted to get all the practice done before they did the draft because he said the guys won't focus after the draft. It's like a bunch of trash talking and stuff after that. So that should be coming here in the next couple of days. Chandler, what are your bye week plans for the weekend?
Probably do exactly what I did last week, and I enjoyed it. And I'll be able to do it again next week if I get to go home. But Saturday, I plan on going home maybe Friday after the show. But Friday, I was reminded that I have to do PA for ECU volleyball. So I'll do that on Friday, and then I'll, sleep in on Saturday, and then I'll get up and go home, and I'll enjoy some college football at my dad's seafood restaurant, his little seafood bar. And I was able to sit there just about all day last week and enjoy college football, and it was great.
Do you eat any good food?
Oh, yeah, they got all kinds of great food. And seafood is not my deal, but they have, fried pickles. They they corn dog nuggets that are really good. They have macaroni cheese bites. They have chicken wings, which is the whole wing. It's the leg and the thigh. They have a Yardbird sandwich that is really good. It's basically like a chicken sandwich, and you get it tossed in any of the wing sauces. My favorite is the Shipwreck, which is basically like sweet chili and hot mixed. And so there's plenty to choose from. And they also have stump sound oysters that are huge that a lot of people are enjoying right now.
All right. Sounds good. I would love some shrimps.
Oh, shrimp's great there too.
I do like most seafoods.
That's what people say. I don't say the shrimp's good. But.
Corn dogs are they should sound very childish, but man, they're good.
The corn dog nuggets are like really, really good. They come with like a mustard. It's really, really good.
I would be into that.
So,
all right, that sounds fun. Shirley, you got any bye week plans?
Well, Friday night, I'm DJing a wedding. Yep.
Play that
Friday
funky
night.
music.
And then Saturday, my plan is to catch up. I lead such an exciting life. Saturday, I plan on catching up on laundry. And
that's important.
It's very important, considering that I was in Charlotte most of the weekend last weekend, and I have a lot of dirty clothes from that softball tournament. So I'll watch some football. And then Sunday, I'm off to Raleigh to play softball because it is Softball Shirley Sunday. But I'm only going to play in one game, and then I've got to come home because I have another wedding I need to attend on Sunday afternoon. So
jeez.
I'm not doing anything for that wedding. I'm just attending the wedding.
So at least Saturday you kind of get a breath, but you got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, Sunday, softball is fun for me, so I don't count it as something I have to do. It's just something I want to do. Yeah, it's not too bad of a drive.
And a wedding? Where's the wedding?
The wedding's in Winterville.
Okay.
So it's not that bad of a drive. So.
All right. There you go.
It'll be enjoyable. I'll get to catch up with some old high school friends at this wedding because it's a high school buddy of mine that's getting married, and some folks from high school are going to be at the wedding. So I get to hang out with them and go home, and hopefully I can catch the Dolphins game on Sunday. I don't even know if what time they're playing or anything, but if they're on, I'm going to be glued to a TV somewhere.
I am planning on watching a lot of football and then doing whatever my wife and daughter tell me to do. I'm sure I'll have some things to do since I hadn't really been home on a weekend all season. But let's find out what Patrick Mason's going to do, because he lives a very exciting life, and he does not have any ECU football to cover this weekend. And he joins us here on Pirate Radio Live. Hello, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. What do you got planned for the weekend?
Not watching East Carolina football.
No.
First time in a while. I'm actually going to go up to the mountains in Tennessee.
Wow. All right.
Rocky Top.
Yeah. Might hear that song about 8,000 times.
What mountains we talking?
I'm not sure. What is it? Is it Smoky Mountains?
The Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
My mountain range knowledge is semi-limited.
We used to vacation. We used to go to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Go to Dollywood.
Yeah, I actually did that last year for the first time.
Nice. Let's get your Dollywood review.
It was actually pretty cool. I thought it was going to be like just all Dolly Parton stuff, which I was not thrilled about. But it was actually not really that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't listen to Dolly Parton all the time, but I don't have anything against her. She's cool.
You shouldn't. I tweeted this out randomly a couple weeks ago. I feel like, does anybody dislike Dolly Parton? She seems to have a very
She has
high
wide spectrum fan base.
Yeah,
she does,
because she's like a great person, right?
Yeah, and not only
gives back, a lot of charity stuff.
You know what's on my bucket list? Pigeon Forge. I've never been to Pigeon Forge.
Well, surely
I've been by it. I've driven by it, but I've never actually gone.
If I knew you when I was 10 years old, I would have seen if my parents would have taken you.
Surely go with us.
I rode that. They had this old timey train. I don't know if you remember doing that or did that, but it was kind of cool. I mean, it was like coal fired and stuff, and some dude was actually shoveling coal in there. And
yeah,
it was kind of cool.
I remember eating very good food there. I remember kind of the old timey stuff, and they would carve stuff. But I remember getting like a miniature baseball bat.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, man, good memories. Good memories. So, who you going with? Your lady friend?
And her family. So it'll be.
I was just curious why I didn't get invited. Yeah, that explains it. That I guess explains it. What's Arthur going to be doing?
Just a friend's going to watch him.
All right.
So he's going to be holding down the house.
I mean, not to get involved in your life, Patrick, but
no, go ahead.
Go for it.
I feel like you
come
should,
on in.
Are you spending enough time with Arthur? Are you showing him enough love?
Yeah, I walk him at least once a day.
All right.
And yeah, you know, we hang out.
Okay, I just want to make sure, man. I'm not going to call like animal control or anything.
At nighttime, though, he loves just sitting on the deck and doing his own thing and just staring at the world. So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You got to give him his alone time.
Right.
All right, fair enough. Patrick Mason joining us. Let's take a break. We'll come back.
As we do, Clip, I do have stats to consider.
Okay.
Through
stats to consider.
Through 9 weeks and heading into the Pirates bye week, there is a Pirate in each of the 3 top stat categories in the American Athletic Conference with passing, rushing, and receiving.
Sounds difficult.
Holton Ahlers has 400 more than Seth Hennigan from Memphis. He is first in the conference with 2,632 yards passing. Receiving, it's our guy, Isaiah Winstead, 871 yards. He's behind Keelan Stokes, who's in second from Tulsa, and Rasheed Rice, who is in first, 982 yards from him. He goes to SMU. And then rushing, Keaton Mitchell with 200 more yards than Charles McClelland from Cincinnati, and Brian Battie, 599 yards for Battie, 863 yards from Keaton Mitchell. So there's a Pirate in each of those categories.
Sounds right. Some would say big offensive numbers. Some would say fire Donnie Kirkpatrick. I guess for those who are really on the fire Donnie train, it'd be like, well, yeah, but they could be even higher without him. Well, sure. They could be lower without him. Yep. We don't know.
So Holton's first, Isaiah's third, and then Keaton Mitchell is first as well in rushing.
All right.
By a long shot.
Isaiah's in third, you say? Huh.
Uh-oh, the material.
Huh.
That boy don't eat cereal.
I'm going to add that to the notes for the diss track coming up. Not for me, from Little Scary. Monday could be a diss track for Isaiah Winstead to hear coming up Monday on Pirate Radio Live. It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. All right, more to go. We'll get Patrick's. We've got his Pigeon Forge trip review. We'll get his Provo, Utah review when we return, and talk more Pirate football when we return after this.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans for over 30 years. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
It's bow time. Why are Bojangles Chicken Supremes called Supremes? Well, with golden crispy chicken tenderloins this juicy, tender, and full of bold flavor, what else would you call them? Superbs? Nah, that would be weird. Get your Chicken Supremes combo today with a scratch-made biscuit, your choice of fixin', legendary iced tea, and have you heard there's a new sauce in town? Try our new creamy buffalo sauce when you get a Chicken Supremes combo today. It's bow time.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
This is Rajay Harris, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a lovely Wednesday. Patrick Mason joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. Stephen Igoe coming up. Also, Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, will join us later on in today's program. Patrick, cool parts of your job. You get to cover football. That's fun. You get to go to neat and interesting places as well, including Provo, Utah. That was your latest stop. So tell us all about it.
It was a neat and interesting place for sure. The mountains were just really cool. Like, it was just awesome to see, like the snow-capped mountains, and like right when you land, it feels like you're just in this like little caldera. Is that a volcano term? Of mountains all around you.
I've never heard that word.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I went to
geology school.
I went to public school here in Eastern North Carolina.
But it was like really beautiful scenery. It was really cool. And obviously the backdrop at Provo for that BYU game is just incredible. I mean, you're just like, looking up more than you are at the field sometimes.
Yeah. Something to look at if the game gets out of hand, I guess. You can I think we said this on the air that instead of going home early or whatever, I'll just spend the rest of this time looking at the beautiful landscape.
That's right.
Rather than the field. But this game kept you locked in because it was back and forth, and it seemed like East Carolina, every time they got down, would immediately answer, and then they had an opportunity to take the lead and couldn't do it until the very end with no time on the clock. But it was a game of answering for East Carolina. It felt like if something went wrong on a drive, it kind of, I don't know about get ugly, but BYU certainly could have taken a stranglehold in that game. But credit to East Carolina, every time they got down, they would bounce back immediately.
Yeah, and both defenses, right? Like in the fourth quarter, they responded when the offense would falter. Like it was weird because the first three quarters, like you said, each team was answering. East Carolina had an answer for every touchdown, every field goal. And then in the fourth quarter, we saw the fourth down stops. Just a lot of plays on defense, which weren't there through the first three quarters. So yeah, it was definitely like almost two different kind of games. But yeah, you couldn't take your eyes off the field at all.
Holden Ahlers told us Monday that the BYU defense did all they could to take C.J. Johnson and Isaiah Winstead out of the game, doubling those guys. Did you kind of notice that watching the game? That I'm sure you noticed that the passing game wasn't working as well as it was the previous weeks, but did you notice what BYU's defense was doing?
Yeah, they were definitely doing like a lot of bracket kind of stuff, and even just you could notice in the running game where they weren't really selling out to defend the run. Keaton Mitchell a lot of times had just room to run, or at least some ways to get to the edge. But yeah, BYU was determined not to let Isaiah Winstead or C.J. Johnson get over the top of them and just make some plays.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched millions of football games in our lives to this point, and how many times you see it on a kick return where a guy starts to go wide and you're like, no, don't do that. You're just losing ground. You can never turn that corner. We see it with running backs too, that if you don't cut up field, if you try to go wide, it's not going to work. Well, it works with Keaton Mitchell just about every time. It's not how you teach it really, but he just keeps getting wider and wider and is able to turn that corner, and that is just pure speed that he has that a lot of guys don't have.
Yeah, and I wonder if runs like that work more in like non-conference play, because you hear about it, you watch tape, but like when you actually try to defend him and tackle him, you're like, hey, that angle I thought I had is no longer there. Like if that's someone you see once in your career, when you're playing college football, it's like, whoa, like this is some real speed that I really can't prepare for.
Credit to the Pirates blocking on the outside too. I know Donnie Kirkpatrick takes a lot of pride, Coach Boyette and those guys, on blocking at the receiver position, and Keaton gets a lot of help in that area too.
He really does. I mean, we saw it again, just a ton of just holding, guys holding blocks downfield. I mean, that's huge. It's huge. I mean, that's stuff that really doesn't show up unless you're watching film and kind of really paying attention to what's going on if you're not watching the ball. And I think East Carolina's done a really good job of that this year, and at least the wide receivers are sort of buying into that. Hey, if I hold this block for a little while, we're going to get some yards, then maybe it'll be my turn in the passing game. So it's working out.
I brought up Keaton and Marlon Gunn with Rajay on Monday, and before he got into giving those guys praise, he said it's about the O-line, and he said they're getting better and better. We're on this 3-game win streak here. Patrick, and how about the O-line and their play during this win streak? What have you seen from those guys?
Yeah, just really good. It's a cohesive unit, and even Holton and Keaton after the game just really gave props to those guys and just really just being physical. Because, all week we heard about, how big BYU is, but East Carolina, they're no slouches either. We were on the field and just kind of looking around like, man, these are some big offensive linemen, and they really did their job. They got into it. They run blocked really well, and that's what run blocking is, right? It's like just get off the ball, get off the snap, and just shove someone in front of you, and get some space. And they answered the call in every sense these past few weeks.
Patrick, you look at this from a non-biased standpoint, and you've seen Holden Ahlers now this year play, and some people have Conley colored glasses when they look at Holden and they think he can do no wrong because they've always watched him. And some people are in the camp where I can't wait to see Holden Ahlers out of here and a new quarterback. So everybody kind of has their biases when they watch Holden Ahlers. You watch it unbiased. What have you seen from the quarterback? You've seen a little bit of bad this year, but I'd say far more good than bad. Is that fair to say?
Far more good. Yeah, absolutely. I think it was just maybe 2 weeks ago I wrote about that East Carolina should be really happy that, Holton came back and made the decision to come back because that's what this team needs, right? Is a good, solid quarterback who understands what he's looking at from the defense, knows where the ball is supposed to go. And aside from, just a couple of interceptions here and there, Holton's been fantastic, honestly. He's been great. He's put the ball on the playmakers when they need it, where they need it. I feel like he does a really good job with the line of checking in and out of, run calls, different sort of plays. So I think you really can't have too much to complain about this year from Holton. He's having his best season.
And was able to do it with his legs when it mattered on Friday night, able to get some tough. He really does kind of turn into a fullback when he's near the goal line.
And he doesn't slide, for better or worse, but he's kind of looking for that contact when the end zone is on the line. And he plows in there, and he's hard to bring down. He's a big boy.
I used the word patience with him the other day, had to be patient with what the defense was giving him on Friday night, and kind of shows the sign of his maturity and the maturity of this offense to still be able to get it done when they're not hitting those big pass plays to CJ and to Isaiah. They were still able to get it done, put some points on the board.
Yeah, and I think, if you think about it, the Tulane game and what else, like Navy, right? Both those teams really forced the offense to be patient, and I think maybe they struggled in that aspect, right? Like they said, hey, Chandler just read the stats off earlier. It's like, hey, we have all these playmakers. I want to throw it deep. I want to score. And I wonder if those couple games have kind of, got you in the mode a little bit. Like, all right, maybe if we do have to be patient, we can dink and dunk a little bit. We can look to our run game and still move the ball, and that's definitely worked.
Situation against Navy at the end of the game, you're driving down for a potential game-winning field goal, and he throws that interception over the middle. This time, let's go back to the scenario. I love talking about this because my reaction was live, and people can see it on YouTube and Facebook. I said, punt the ball, play for overtime. They decide to go for it. As soon as Holton throws it into double coverage, I'm saying, what is he doing? Why are they doing this? This is awful. And you get the flag. So what did you think about the situation? Were you thinking go for it or punt it there?
Yeah, it was a conversation we were having in the press box as well. Like, because if you do punt it, you'd have to do some sort of directional punt. I think maybe because you can't just give him like the 20 yards. What would that be, like a 20-yard punt? Something,
yeah,
25 yards. So and really, Mike Houston was worried about them just scoring. It was kind of a game where if you do have the ball at the end, I think Holton said the ref came up to him and was like, "Is this going to be a game where the last team who has the ball wins?" And that's what it ended up being. So I think I really just like the aggressive style there because, if we always say this, right? If you give the other team the ball, you're just kind of waiting then, right? You're just almost hoping they don't go down and score. So at least this way, it's on your terms, and I definitely like it. And if you're going to do a throw like that, send it up to Isaiah Winstead.
Yeah, how about the play itself? And pretty obvious pass interference. Like, it's one of those where it's at the end of the game. You want the players to decide the game, but you can't hug the receiver like that DB did. So it was a clear call. But what did you think about the play itself?
Yeah, so you need 8 yards, right? So you can't really do anything underneath, and you can't really just say, hey, let's throw it 6 yards and hope we get a little push. Like, I like it. Honestly, I like it. I say throw it to your best guy and just hope he makes something happen.
And to be fair, if Isaiah doesn't get mugged by the corner, at that point, it's him and a safety going kind of one-on-one. And how many of those plays has Isaiah made this year? So
all of them, it seems.
Yeah, you've got the odds somewhat in your favor if he doesn't get mugged on that play. All right, so then after that, so I was kind of wrong on what I would do. I would have punted. After that, I'm saying, don't run the ball, go for the touchdown here. I don't want to settle for a field goal. I want to go score a touchdown. They decide to just set up for a field goal. And again, kudos to Marlon Gunn for getting that ball right in the middle of the field. Holden said he told him to go down because they're going to be holding you up, trying to strip the ball, punch the ball out. He has good ball security. How big is that for a freshman in that scenario with Keaton Mitchell out of the game?
Huge. Yeah, because Keaton, he was awesome all game, right? And in that very important drive, the last drive of the game, there's Marlon Gunn, and he got half the plays. I think he had 5 carries. He got half the yards on that drive. He was really the focal point in that drive, and just the fact that you could feel comfortable enough giving him the ball in that situation is huge. How excited are you as a Pirate fan just moving forward that guy's going to be here for a little while, and you can trust him already.
We saw it on TV. Did you notice Conrad every time they were icing him and his demeanor? He had a huge smile on his face, and like that kind of made you feel confident, right, watching that game?
Yeah, and it's funny because so every time they iced him, he just walked back or jogged back to his little net.
Got to do the routine.
That's right. Got some kicks in, and they went out there again, another timeout. He just all right, back to the net. New thing. I don't know. For some reason, I had a feeling he was going to make it. Obviously, it's it's really nerve wracking in the moment, but just like you said, just his demeanor, he was just like, all right, I'm just gonna do this.
The kick itself, I was told that night that somebody said he hit the ground before the ball. Like, did you hear anything about that, or like?
So that's what I heard someone say, but I didn't see.
Not
it.
confirmed.
No.
Maybe. Can you ask Mike Houston today?
Yeah, we can. Sure.
Or somebody. I'll tell Glenn.
Yeah.
What kind of shirt is Glenn wearing, and why don't I have that shirt? Sure. How about you, sure? How about you give me one? What the hell is that? All right, anyway.
But, like, I don't know. Have you ever hit, like, even a golf ball with the club hitting the ground first?
Of
Like,
course I have.
I can't imagine doing that with your foot first.
It looked like that field goal.
Yeah.
It goes straight and very short.
Yeah. It's
and because I had swore it was blocked when we were watching it. And
it looked really
we saw
low.
the replay, and sure enough, just right through.
Yeah, it was weird watching that thing. I was like, is this really low? And I'm surprised no one got a hand on it, too. They had all those jumpers in there, and, but here we are.
What a win for the Pirates as they move to 6-3 on the year. And now looking ahead, Patrick, let's get greedy, right? Like, let's start looking at scoreboards and seeing what we can do to get in that championship game. And you got a couple of games this weekend that could potentially help you out along the way. But right now, we basically, if Tulane keeps winning, they're in, and we need them to knock off these teams that are ahead of East Carolina. And East Carolina, of course, obviously, has to do their part, beat Cincinnati, beat Houston, beat Temple. So
yeah,
it's possible.
Right, and that's what these wins got you, right? They got you back into believing mode and greedy mode, like you said. Let's go for it, right?
Have you looked at bowl destinations yet?
Not yet. I think there's still way too much that can happen. 4 more weeks of wins, losses.
All right.
I mean,
so no trip planned as of yet?
No. I just think, like, I don't know. You can look at it, but it's going to be totally different in a week from now and then 2 weeks from now. And
well, guess what? We do 3 hours a day, so we're going to talk about it right now.
For sure.
As a baseball guy, what would be your feelings on a very cold game in Fenway in a bowl game?
I would like it. I would love it.
So because you're a baseball guy?
Probably.
I mean,
just like the venue.
That'd be pretty awesome,
Yeah,
right?
the venue fires me up for sure.
I've seen the game, but I don't recall. Where is the monster set up in configuration with the setup?
That's a good question. I wonder if they have to diagonally fit it in there, because I can't imagine you can fit a whole football field. And I remember one time they played at Wrigley Field and they had to only go one way because they didn't have enough room for the field goal. That was really weird.
All right, so I'm looking at it now. Okay. Oh man, so it's way off to the side.
Oh, so they're playing like third base line to right field.
Yeah, that stinks. I wanted to see Keaton Mitchell run up the Green Monster,
run into it like Manny Ramirez, and
yeah, and Bo Jackson climb up it or something.
I just want to see him come out, like a quarter later, I guess. I'm good.
It's a neat setup though.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not thrilled about the weather up there, but, what are you going to do?
You ever been to Dirty Myrtle? Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, one time.
All right. Did you get a tattoo or anything?
No.
Piercings?
No.
You got any piercings?
Nope.
Right.
Or tattoos.
You want to get some?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I just don't know. Or definitely no piercing, but I don't know about tattoo-wise. I don't know what I would get.
Mine would be probably sports-related. Get a Bears C would be cool.
That could just be like a captain, put it on my chest.
The Sox logo is pretty iconic.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Or even the old school Sox logo with the
the little bat.
Yeah,
I like that.
Like that is what make, I think, cool, and you could explain them, or you could do something like some. I don't know. Let's bring back the barbed wire around the bicep.
I gotta start working out more for that.
Yeah,
so I could show it off.
No kidding. All right, Patrick Mason joining us. Patrick, you ready for some hoops and Minji's?
Yeah. Back-to-back home openers. Monday, Tuesday. Gotta love it.
Oh, yeah. You got women's Monday and men's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
As East Carolina begins their season. So, something to look out for. Have you seen them at, could you give me your newcomer to watch? Who are you looking forward to seeing?
For, men, women? Yeah. For the men, I probably Caleb. I just want to see what he can do. Caleb account.
Do you think he gets action?
I think so. I think he will.
Okay.
I think because the coaching staff, wants to figure it out as well.
At least early.
Yeah, right. Especially in these early couple games here. I think so. I think just because I had a really good conversation with him during media day. I like the kid. I like his mentality of saying, hey, I don't really look the part, and I got to go out and show it. I just like to see that, so I want to see him get his shot and just see what he can do.
How about for the women's side of things? Will the Farmville product Joyner get action early on?
Yeah, I didn't see her at media day. I wanted to talk to her, and that's another thing. she's really talented. She's 6'2", obviously a really talented high school player. I mean, that's what they need. They need some scoring. And what I found from the women's media day, a lot of the times they were talking about, hey, we're still going to be really defensive minded, but in the offense, or when we have the ball on offense, we're going to have like a half court set. We're going to slow it down, and I think that'll be interesting because that's how they can try to score some points. Because they were just really not good at scoring the basketball at all last year. So I think maybe this new mentality of just kind of slow it down, get the extra pass might help out. And that's the thing. They really just got to score more because they really do play a good brand of defense. They just really have trouble scoring.
Got to put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah,
that could be the calling card for both teams this year.
Right.
A lot of defense. Are you into defense? Are you into 54 to 51 games?
No, not in basketball. Not in basketball.
Yeah. Patrick will be in the Great Smoky Mountains and not at Clark LeClaire this weekend.
Correct.
For the Purple Gold Classic.
Yeah.
Man.
I'll follow up on that and check it out.
Cliff holds grudges. I'm just saying.
Hey, the first time I met Cliff, it was, I think I started after this World Series last year. But anyway, I had a great conversation in his office for like an hour. We talked and
good.
Had a good time. So that
was during the off season, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely in the off season. Yeah, he was in off season mode.
Fantastic. All right. Are we mentioned this earlier? Yeah, we are getting to the draft. The draft is going on as we speak, and the first pick of the Purple Gold World Series draft, the Gold team selects. Who, Chandler? Who's the first pick?
It'd be my first pick as well.
I think he said the captains were Igoe. Where's Igoe? I think it was Spivey. Okay, so Spivey and Sailor are the captains. Who was the first pick of the draft?
I'm going to go...
You got to think offensive.
A-Mac.
Okay.
No.
Outfielder.
Hoover.
The answer is Jacob Jenkins Cowart.
Oh!
Yeah, I was going to say, now you're like, okay.
Oh, man.
I put you on the spot.
He's a favorite from everybody,
yeah.
though.
So, JJC, the first pick of the draft, he will join Team Spivey, it looks like, on the gold side. So, there you go. All right, cool. We'll update that throughout our show. Patrick, Bears update. Roquan Smith out as the rebuild continues.
Yep.
But Chase Claypool in.
Yeah. I like it. He's huge. I didn't realize he was 6'4", like 240. So he's like a tight end essentially.
He's a big fella.
Yeah. Just really another option for Justin Fields to throw the ball to. Really,
another option.
I was gonna, you know what? A option, an option. How about that? Hey.
Man, how about that play the other day where they get the strip and Parsons picks it up and nobody touches him?
Was it Fields jumps over him?
Yeah. That's just one of those things like that irritates me.
Hashtag Bears. You can't be thinking it's college rules still, right?
I know. Yeah.
I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah, just give them a touch, give them a tap.
Yeah.
All right, Bears stink. Commanders on the rise, though.
Look out!
Look out! Look DF.
Don't want to play those guys.
You do not want to get in front of that train right now. I'll tell you that. All right. Thanks for hanging out, Patrick. You can check out his work, Daily Reflector, online, reflector.com. You can follow him on Twitter. Anything else you got going on? Kickball? How's kickball going?
Kickball's good. Yeah, we got semifinals, and then if we win, play in the championship game Thursday.
All right.
So potential 2 games Thursday, so I got to stretch up.
Good luck to the golden foot of Patrick Mason. All right, we'll see you next week.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, we'll take a timeout, come back. Stephen Igoe joins us. We will pick every basketball game, win-loss. We do it every year, and we're going to do it today and let you know what the record will be for ECU basketball. So stay tuned if you want to know the record. That's on the way when we return after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, So Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
This is Dr. Christopher McDowell from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's time for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experience and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome back into Pirate Radio Live here on a beautiful Wednesday. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us.
Igoe looks good. That's all that matters.
He does look good in his 24/7 Sports official apparel. By the way, when are we getting gear, Igoe? I think about 2 years late on that. I did think about that recently.
I got lost in the mail.
Yeah, definitely. And COVID probably.
Yeah, blame it on COVID. Production issues, shipment issues.
Yeah.
By the way, my guess earlier, which was AMAC, AMAC went second overall.
All right,
with the purple team.
to Team Sailor. I am a sailor.
Name the 10 most important players of this year's ECU baseball team.
We will on a later edition of Pirate Radio Live. I'm not prepared to do that right now. I got to go through this Purple Gold World Series, got to get through the off season, and then I'll have my list ready to go.
You going to be announcing this weekend?
No. I might have got fired. I don't know.
Oh, that's awkward.
I will tell you that, so this time last week, I was planning on shooting threes at Minji's, and I got the kibosh. I will say this. I was asked to do a December basketball game on PA. And my reply to that was, is this a joke? Is this another setup?
So you're back in the inner circle for now.
I don't know. I don't know. I am not counting these chickens before they are hatched, is all I'm saying. So,
but you got one egg.
I got an egg, and I could be doing a little Coppin State basketball later on this year. Speaking of Coppin State, they are an opponent on the ECU basketball schedule. I go, and you got to get out of here at what time today?
I got to get out of here at the latest by 5:25.
All right. Well, let's not dilly nor dally. Let's go ahead and do our ECU men's basketball predictions for the year.
Let's do it.
We do it every year.
Great segment.
We pick every game.
No research has been done into these opponents, at least by me. I'm going more off name brand, past history.
Mm-hmm. Revenge factor. I want to point out every revenge game we have on the schedule because that's important.
Right.
Was we love revenge games. All right. We started out next Tuesday. I will not be there. I know.
What? You hyped it up all off season.
I know.
I'm going to be in 213.
Yep.
For Michael Schwartz opener, and now it's just
I'll be wearing gold.
It's just going to be me and Chandler.
Chandler will be there. I have a prior engagement. I have a paying gig. I go.
What is your paying gig?
I'm doing trivia for the young professionals of Pitt County or Greenville or whatever.
On Tuesday?
On Tuesday the 8th, on Election Day.
All right. Well, Chandler and I will be up there electing our favorite ECU basketball player of the new team.
Are you sitting in the stands?
No, but I'm going to be behind him, and I'm going to be, because nobody's behind me, so nobody can see me.
How about this, Igoe? For a couple of games this year, will you come down and join us in the seats?
It's a better view.
Yeah.
I don't have to tweet every scoring timeout.
Right. Crunch time, come join us and get hype with us. That'll be fun.
I'll do it.
All right, awesome. But not Mercer, because I will not be there.
I'll do it Tuesday. It'll be me and Chandler. All right.
ECU versus Mercer. I got East Carolina winning the season opener, getting it started off right.
The Pirates have won, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but a lot of lid lifters in a row.
That sounds like something Chandler would say. You got to can your soups.
That is something that Jody would always put in the notes. Lid lifter.
Tonight's lid lifter features the Pirates and the Bears of Mercer.
And I'm going to say the Pirates extend their streak in a hard-fought game. 59-57, Pirates get it done.
Every total for ECU. Maybe take the unders this year.
Yeah,
I wonder what. Guess the line for that game. I'm gonna say ECU by 8.5.
I'm gonna say ECU by 3.
All right.
I don't know anything about Mercer.
Do you know anything about hose that are blue? Because the Blue Hose are taking on the Pirates. Is that this Saturday?
Yeah, it is this Saturday.
Well, it'll be next Saturday. Because they play next Tuesday.
It is the Saturday after the Cincinnati game.
All right.
4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I love the tip-off time. What do you call it after a lid lifter?
That's a good question.
You keep opening that lid, and I love the 4 o'clock tip-off after a late night here at the Pirate Radio Studios.
The leftovers? I don't know.
After the leftovers, Presbyterian and East Carolina, and I'm going to say the Pirates get to 2-0 on the season with a win over Presbyterian.
Yeah, offense is going to get hot. They're going to crack the 70-point barrier in this one and lay it on the hose.
Give us something a little excited about. All right, Hampton, Pirates versus Pirates.
Every time I think of Hampton basketball, I think of the coach being lifted in the air by his...
What team did they upset in the 15 versus 2 upset, Igoe?
I should know this. Michigan State?
I want to say Iowa State. Am I wrong?
I think you're right.
Let's see. Iowa State versus Hampton, March 15th, 2001. Coach gets lifted up by the player, and it's a great sign, great scene. This is the Robert Prunty revenge game.
Yeah, it's a big one. Maybe he'll make the trip to Greenville.
I'm going to take our Pirates to beat their Pirates.
Yeah, I think ECU rolls in this one, 3-0. Slam dunk.
We go to Estero, Florida. Estero.
This is in the area where the hurricane got hit, so I assume this is still going on as planned.
All right. We will take on Indiana State. Now, this is an Indiana State revenge game. They lost to East Carolina in baseball. Garrett Short, Indiana State grad. Will he see his team beat the Pirates while he's here in Greenville at WNCT Channel 9? I'm going to say the Pirates leave home for the first time this year and lose to Indiana State, the Fighting Birds. First loss of the year.
Yeah, I'm going with Larry Bird, you as well. I think this is a tough game, neutral site game for a young team. Not sure how they're going to react.
But that is good news because that means we don't have to play Toledo the next day because they beat Kansas City. We take on Kansas City.
Now, this is a revenge game.
Kansas City, the Roos.
UMKC beat ECU like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sure Luigi DeBow was on that team, and he is going to get the guys ready to go. This is the game they've had circle all offseason. ECU rolls over the Roos.
What is this tournament called, Igoe?
The Gulf Coast Showcase.
All right, let me look at see who we could be playing in the other games. Do you know the teams off the top of your head? Gulf Coast Showcase. This is a big one. It's going to be on some weird Flow Sports thing, right?
Yeah, it'll be like $80 a month to subscribe.
Drexel, UT Arlington, Northern Kentucky, or Florida Gulf Coast, the Joe Dooley revenge game. We'll probably play... Oh, Drexel would be a Bill Harriet revenge game.
A lot of revenge game. UT Arlington will be a Riley Davis revenge
Holy
game.
crap.
Because he came from UT Arlington.
And I'm going to say we don't play the Norse. I think they win. I say we play UT Arlington. Well, Drexel or UT Arlington?
Let's go UT Arlington.
Can we have a winning record in this tournament?
UT Arlington will be a W. I'm going 2-1 Pirates.
I'm going to say the Pirates go 1-2 in that tournament and lose.
Tough.
All right, at Old Dominion, the revenge game of all revenge games. The Pirates knocked off Old Dominion not once, but twice. The first game about came to fisticuffs. Second game, Pirates took care of business at home. ODU is unfortunately ODUE, due for a win. I'm going to take Old Dominion to beat our Pirates.
I need to see if that big dude is still on their team, because if so, I think we're going to have trouble stopping them. Let me check their roster real quick. ODU basketball roster. Let's see. This is great radio, but yeah, I remember both those games last year were a little intense.
I don't remember any of their names.
I'm not seeing them, so I think he is gone. And you know what? They do have the transfer from SMU, Charles Smith, who can light it up, but I'm going to say the Pirates make it.
You're going to say the Pirates win a road game at Old Dominion?
The Pirates are going to win this road game.
My God, dude.
People are going to be losing their minds. I have ECU right now at 5-1, I think.
6-1.
6-1 and a road dub.
With a date against South Carolina State on November 29th that they win, Igoe.
That is a win.
Big one here. Chris Haymeyer revenge game. East Carolina has taken out a lot of revenge on Campbell lately. Finally reversed that curse. Can they keep it going at home on a Friday, Igoe, December 2nd?
Yeah, this is going to be a great win. This is going to be another complete performance. They're going to crack the 70-point barrier and lay it on the Camels.
I've got the Pirates winning. Now, I've already got 3 losses to this point, so this game coming up is not huge. But if you are right, Igoe, and this team is 8-1 going into a road date at Trask against UNCW, all of a sudden this is like must-see TV and a game that's probably not going to be televised. At UNCW.
Probably be on Flow Sport.
Yeah, so hopefully you paid that $80 for that tournament because you can watch it. Although this is a new month, so now you got to pay another $80. Yeah, at UNCW Tuesday, 7 o'clock. 8-1 Pirates versus the Seahawks. Igoe. Could they really do it? Could they go to 2-0 on the road this year? I'm saying no.
Absolutely not. This is going to be a tough game. Probably the toughest, maybe outside of South Carolina, on the non-conference schedule. And Trask is a tough place to play. So give me the Seahawks.
All right, Clip Brock on the PA call for ECU Coppin State. I'm taking the Pirates in that one, unless they screw me again, and I don't get to do PA. If they backtrack again on me. Not only am I picking the Pirates to lose, I'm hoping the Pirates lose.
Mike Schwartz didn't make that decision. Why you got to be mad at him?
I'm not mad at Mike Schwartz. I'm mad at the whole situation.
I'm going Pirates.
It's more of a karma thing.
Juan Dixon's going to be leading them on the sidelines, but he's not going to be playing in the game. I assume he's still the coach there. Pirates win.
Who is the South Carolina head basketball coach these days?
The guy who used to be at Chattanooga.
Oh, yeah. I just had deja vu. We had the same conversation. You're right. East Carolina versus South Carolina in Greenville, South Carolina.
Next year in Greenville, North Carolina.
Nice. We win the revenge game next year. We lose this one.
Yeah. I can't. I'm not picking another away victory.
Will the Pirates beat High Point at home?
See, this is where I think they trip up a little bit. This is right before Christmas, right?
This is December 21st.
Yeah. This is the young team expecting to win. They get tripped up. So I got them, unexpected loss after the big win at ODU.
All right, I got them winning. So heading into conference play, I've got 5 losses.
Oh, that's going to be a rough year.
That's what I'm expecting. Yeah. You have them with
4
losses.
Yeah.
So, and with the wins, so how many games is that? So you got them 3, 6, 9. You got them 9-4, which would mean I have them 8-5.
That's good math.
And non-con. We go to conference play. Does it seem like East Carolina likes to get an early conference win in Igoe
absolutely.
Every year?
They usually get a pretty favorable home opener.
I wouldn't say this is very favorable, although I don't know what team would be favorable. But Temple, we'll talk to Jeff Nadu in a moment. He thinks Aaron McKee's team could be pretty decent this year. But I love East Carolina. Now, this is December 28th. Nobody's here. You know what?
You're not even there.
I'm definitely there. Give me Temple.
ECU?
Hey, you're not there. You're covering a bowl game. So don't talk about me not being there. You're not there.
So you're assuming ECU's going to be playing in the Military Bowl on the same day?
Could be.
ECU at home against Temple is usually a good thing. I think that continues.
I got a L.
Dub.
I got a L. You got a dub. At Wichita, I got a L. You got a L. UCF at home, I got a L.
They've lost 15 in a row to UCF or something.
Revenge game. At Memphis, I got a
Brandon
L.
Suggs revenge game, man. Come on.
I got a L.
Is it UCF at home or at?
At home.
Are the students going to be here for that one?
What's January 4th?
You said that the students will be back.
They won't? I don't know.
I don't know the calendar. I'm going L.
At Memphis.
Loss.
All right. At Cincinnati.
Loss.
I got a loss. South Florida at home. Pirates. I got them 0-5 at this point in the league. They win their first conference game against South Florida.
W. They were trailing versus the University of Tampa last night in their scrimmage for a while.
At Temple, Pirates fight but lose and get swept by Temple this year. Igoe, can they beat? Okay, you got them splitting. Mm-hmm. Tulsa at home. This is a game where I feel like that day of we can win with a lot of confidence, and they lose by like 20. Loss.
Mike Schwartz used to coach at Tulsa. I don't know if that makes this a revenge game or a feelings game, but I'm going loss.
Wichita State at home. Now, there's got to be an upset in here somewhere. You kind of already have one, I think, with Temple. But that doesn't count.
No.
Every year, no matter the coach, no matter the players, no matter anything, East Carolina is going to win a game at home that they're underdogs in conference play. It just happens. Could this be the one? Could it be Wichita?
So this is back-to-back home games, right? Tulsa and Wichita?
Yep. This is on a Sunday at noon.
Oh, gosh.
So Wichita is kind of like 11 a.m. their time.
I'm going W. This is it. I'm talking myself into some of these.
I'm going L. At South Florida, I'm going sweep.
I'm going L.
All right. SMU at home.
This is the other one that I'm thinking about.
Saturday, 4 o'clock. This is a great crowd.
Good crowd game.
Yep.
W.
Let me look at the other home games because I got to pick one upset.
SMU traveling across country.
Nah, I'm not ready for it yet. I'm going to say that's an L. You're going W.
Going W.
All right. At Tulane, I'm going L. Cincinnati at home, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, W. That is going to be my upset for East Carolina at home this year.
Loss.
All right. At SMU.
Loss.
Loss. At Tulsa. Loss. Houston at home. Loss.
Loss. That look he gave me was something else. He thought I was really going to pick a win.
Tulane at home.
W. Dude, are we really believing that Tulane's going to live up to the hype? You know, last year they've kind of snuck up
the
on
hype
people.
of beating East Carolina?
Yeah, just the hype in general. They're going to be banged up. This is like late February. Everybody's tired.
I'm giving the Pirates a win there.
Okay.
At UCF.
Again, the winning streak from UCF.
And don't we always play them to end the year and lose by 24?
We always play either UCF or Wichita at the end of the year. At Wichita or at UCF.
All right. So regular season.
Tally them up.
All right. Can you speak for a minute? Igoe, let me ask you a basketball-related question. Give us an update as we are less than a week away. The newcomers you think we'll see the most early on for the Pirates?
Good question. Continue to hear a lot of positive things about Caleb LeCount, your boy. It just seems like he has a knack for scoring. Now, I just wonder, I think we'll see him in non-conference play. I think we'll see basically most of the team in non-conference play as they try to figure out the rotation. But I wonder once they get into league play if he's going to be able to match up with people defensively. But either way, I think he's going to play. I think Ben Baela, I think Quentin DeBunje are both going to play. They're both big wings. They're both versatile. You know, outside of that, I think those are more your impact newcomers. And I think you'll see other guys in some spots like Valentino Pinedo, Elijah Jones. You know, he sat out the Minji's madness, so I'm not sure what his health situation is. But you got some guys who can fill different roles. But I really think LeCount, DeBunje, Baela. I didn't mention Jaden Walker. I think Jaden will play a lot as well.
Stephen Igoe, you have East Carolina finishing what I would call respectable 14-16. Now losing record, but close to 500. I have East Carolina going 12-18 this year. So do you want to split the difference and say East Carolina, our official Pirate Radio Live prediction with Clip and Igoe, 13-17 regular season?
Yeah, I feel like I'm usually on the optimistic side. You're probably a little bit more on the pessimistic side as a Washington fan. And by the way, congrats.
Realistic.
On the pending removal of Daniel Snyder.
By the way, congrats on the Broncos winning a game.
Thanks.
I didn't see it, but it happened.
It happened. It was the ugliest uniform combination of all time.
It was one of those situations where I looked at my fantasy lineup and saw that Cortland Sutton had 2 points.
He has been awful. I have him in both leagues.
Has he been awful or his surroundings?
Well, both.
So he has been awful?
He started the year getting a lot of targets, and now I don't even think he has scored a touchdown this year.
Yeah, he sucks.
So, yeah, I mean, 14-16, would people be...
No,
I don't know if happy.
No, and you've got to go into this season with low expectations. You just have to. We don't even know these guys. First of all, we could be way off here. But like you said, we're basing it on...
We have no information.
On what we know from the past. We're basing it on what we kind of know from teams around the league. And that's what we have right now.
Did anything that we saw at Minji's Madness change your mind?
Not at all. And that's to say, if they didn't miss a single shot while I was out there, it still wouldn't change my mind. When nobody's defending you, you should be able to hit. I was happy to see Javon Small stroking it. That's great because I do think one of my preseason predictions, and Igoe has the same in his VIP chat this week, is that Javon Small takes a major step. You also added Brandon Johnson to that list, I believe.
I think both those guys will take steps.
Got to take steps, man. It's all about taking steps.
Just not lateral steps.
Nah, you got to move forward.
Ascend.
Because Shark Chandler, a.k.a. Steve Ellis.
Jaquan McMillan.
Jaquan McMillan. I think of a guy like Jaquan McMillan. A shark never goes forward. It always goes forward. It never goes backwards. Have you ever seen a catfish and a shark in the same fish tank?
Jaquan.
When I look at that stadium, I think of a guy like Jaquan McMillan.
Chandler does a good Steve Ellis. Good. Unfortunately, nobody knows.
He nails Macmillan though, because that's
Jaquan McMillan. It's a shark. That's the only way. That's a shark.
I'll tell you what, he's got them sharks playing some ball.
Coach, what were you for Halloween? A shark. My whole family was a shark.
I was Jaquan McMillan.
I was Jaquan McMillan.
Igoe.
Broncos uniform.
Question from our Maryland guy, Scott. How is Isaiah Foot's injury?
Isaiah Foot, he's been dealing with something basically the whole year. His arm, shoulder keeps popping out. He's played through it. He'll continue to play through it. Should be fine.
All right.
He's a tough kid.
Any other football questions on a bye week? Keaton? You all right?
He's fine.
All right. All right. You can go.
All right. See you.
Thanks, Steve-O. Shirley Rhodes, open up that booty bag here on a Wednesday.
Jaquan McMillan.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Sharks everywhere. Sharks everywhere.
Shark everywhere. Shark everywhere.
Jaquan McMillan.
Shark everywhere. Shirley,
Shark always goes forward.
What are we giving away today?
A shark taco, a shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's.
I would like a shark taco.
A short taco.
317.
A short taco?
Shark. A shark. You heard what I said, a shark. Jaquan McMillan.
317.
Shark. 317-1250. A shark.
What call are you looking for?
4.
Caller 4. 317-1250. We're back after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is a year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop-off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownwood.net or dial 355-6080.
All right, Pirate Nation, Russell's is ready for the holidays. Our huge in-stock inventory makes shopping easy. New additions include barber for men and women, plus only reserved for the men. Enjoy your holidays and don't worry about lost packages and back orders. We've been making Christmas wishes come true for 39 years in the same location. Not only is our signature gift wrap beautiful, it's free. It's always about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me, or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Brandon Manning or Randy Daniels at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
What a perfect time to be in Greenville, North Carolina. ECU football is going back to a bowl game. ECU basketball is getting cranked up. And Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the Big Lots Shopping Center right off of Greenville Boulevard, has the largest variety of delicious food, including burgers, quesadillas, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, chicken and waffles, and of course, the best wings in town. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Open 7 days a week. Go Pirates!
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Congratulations to Pam Odom of Winterville. Picked up a shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's. You can enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Plus ice-cold cervezas and Chico's famous margaritas are always available for Mexican food and fun. It's got to be Chico's. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, saw an update in the Brian Robinson shooting case. They have charged, and we don't have his name because he's a juvenile. A 17-year-old shot Brian Robinson right before the season, August 28th. And very similar to the Sean Taylor deal, because that was, I think, 3 young men broke into his house, freaked out when he woke up, and shot him in the leg. And it was one of those freak deals that hit the wrong spot, and so he bled out and died. And just a stupid circumstance, just like could have been avoided a million times over. But Brian Robinson was shot twice in the leg by a 17-year-old. Is being charged with assault with intent to rob while armed. So,
and he returned to the football field quicker than some people with turf toe and
just a senseless deal, injuries. And just crazy that Sean Taylor lost his life, and Brian Robinson's playing football, and it was both got shot in the leg. I mean, just Sean Taylor's thing still gets me, man.
What a great player!
It just sucks. It all sucks. But, man, 17-year-old kid shooting Brian Robinson in the leg. All right. Boy, Pam Odom really knows how to work the system, huh?
2-time winner this week.
And you ask, how can you win 2 times in the same week? Well, Monday was the last day of October. And then today, the second day of November. So Pam's done for the month, but hey, she's cleaning up.
That's how people are with this helmet situation. Terry McLaurin, he took his helmet off. Hey, Pam Odom won twice this week.
Rules are rules.
Hey,
people.
Guys.
Hey, she just knows how to work the system.
The month flipped. Everybody's eligible. except Pam Odom and the guy that won yesterday.
Yep, that's it. All right, let's go out to the Pitt Electric Live line and talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, here on a Wednesday. We've got some football tonight. We got a lot of sports going on tonight, so life is good in the sports world. We'll talk about it all with the big man, Jeff Nadu. Jeff, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you, Cliff?
Hey, doing great, and great night of sports. We got sports trivia at AJ's, and on the TVs we'll have some World Series, some Charlotte Hornets, some NHL, and some action coming up tonight. So great sports night and a great time to be a sports fan with college basketball beginning next week. Pirates and Mercer next Tuesday night, Minges Coliseum. So we'll get into a little basketball talk during this conversation. No ECU football this weekend, but how about the Pirates last Friday, Jeff? Last-second field goal victory on the road at BYU. Pirates have won 3 in a row. They're 6-3. They're bowl-bound and starting to do a little scoreboard watching in the American because not quite out of that AAC championship race yet, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, guess not out of it yet. Going to need some luck, and that's never where you want to be, I guess. But, you know, you have to have a shot. You have to have a chance. And, this has really been, I think, the problem for me as kind of an outsider looking at ECU as a gambler. I mean, they're hard, man. They're hard to gauge. I mean, there'll be weeks where they look really good, you know, like the game against, you know, let's say South Florida or UCF. And then there's the games where, like, they lose to Navy and get crushed by Tulane.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of figure, but, they've got kind of the world in front of them. They've got a couple of big games coming up, and, you know, Tulane, you know, who knows what will happen with them. Maybe they'll falter or something. You look at Tulane, though, I mean, they have a couple of tough games, so it could happen.
They got a slew of tough games coming up after this weekend, which is why I think this weekend could be maybe a trouble spot for them. I think they're 7.5-point favorites on the road at Tulsa, but that's an 11 a.m. start time in Tulsa. Tulane's supposed to win that game, and then the look-ahead factor with like UCF and Cincinnati, SMU coming up. Tricky spot for Tulane, you know, and they see their name, Jeff, in the first college football playoff poll. So this is a big week for Willie Fritz to get his team ready for Tulsa.
Yeah, you know, it's a game that kind of, it's a road game. It's against a poor football team, you know, kind of early, kind of a sleepy game. But, you know, Tulsa also really struggles to stop people. And Tulane is just, whether we want to just kind of agree with it or not, this is a really good defensive team. I mean, they continue to just, you know, I really opened my eyes when they played Houston. I was impressed by how good they played in that game. And, yeah, that's the kind of, I think that's the goal of any team that gets ranked. I remember for years under P.J. Fleck, Minnesota has struggled in games like that where, you know, they have a game that they should win, you know, handily, and they come out and struggle. So, you got to keep your eye on the ball and take every game very seriously.
Not a bad weekend to have off if you're an ECU football watcher or someone who covers the games like I do here. I am looking forward to 3:30 Saturday, Tennessee and Georgia, and also looking forward to Alabama, LSU Saturday night, Clemson at Notre Dame. So just a lot of marquee games this weekend. Let's talk about some of those big ones, Jeff, before we get into what you like. But Tennessee, Georgia, a big home favorite. Tennessee, so far, they knocked off Bama, of course. I was really impressed with what they did against Kentucky last week. They've kind of answered every challenge so far, but this is their biggest test. What do you think about this game coming up in Athens on Saturday?
Well, I think one of the reasons that I've kind of not really changed my thought on things this year, but I'm really looking a lot more at numbers and games, and I'm saying to myself, all right, what doesn't make sense? What jumps out at me? But then again, I look at this game and I just feel like, to me, I don't see 8 points difference between these teams. I just don't. I mean, I don't think there's anyone on the planet that could see 8 points difference. So I kind of wonder, and I say, well, you know, there's a reason they put this number where it is. I think Tennessee's better than Georgia. I think the only team that would whitewash Tennessee is Ohio State. I think Ohio State would. I think they're just better than everybody else in America. But this is too many points to me. If you're going to give me over a touchdown, I think the problem you're going to have here is I just think this is a bad number. I think sharp gamblers know that this is too many points. The public's going to be on Tennessee here. I think this is going to be a bad game for books. I really do. I think this is a bad number they put out.
Jeff Nadu joining us, Barstool Sports. You can check him out on Big Man on Betting and the Sit Down podcast. Got a lot going on with Barstool right now, and he joins us here on Pirate Radio Live. How about Bama and LSU? Brian Kelly, year one there, and LSU got off to a rough start and now has his team looking good in the polls. They've got some marquee wins already this year. Can they hang with the Tide on Saturday night?
I think they could. I think they ultimately won't, though. I think this was really, for me, all about 14, right? Because the early number came out, sharp money took it down below 14, and that's where it is now. Look, if I got above 14, I'd probably lean LSU, but at this price, I'd lean Alabama. We kind of saw in games where LSU plays a team that's just maybe on paper better than they are or can match what they have. They have a lot of issues. I mean, let's go back to Tennessee. Tennessee crushed them. Florida State was in control of that game for pretty much most of it. It just seems like when you can kind of match or just better than them, the athleticism that they have, you're going to be able to do what you want to do. And I think Alabama is significantly better than LSU and where they are. I don't put Alabama on Tennessee's level, but they're right below it. To me, 13 is too low. I would play Alabama in this one.
Jeff, does Clemson's perfect season come to an end in South Bend on Saturday night?
No. I've said for weeks, Clip, this is a top 4 team, and I'm glad that they're now in there. They control their own destiny. If they win every game and win the ACC title, they're in the Final Four. That simple.
You like them with the 3.5? I mean, that's a pretty low number for what you consider an elite team. So do you take the Tigers?
I don't think I'll get there with this game. I would lean Tigers here, but it's funny, Clip. You look at the stuff that I think really matters in this game. So the bet percentage is 75% are taking Clemson, but 50% of the money is actually on Notre Dame. So you see that this game is likely going to be close. It's likely going to come down to a touchdown or less, and Clemson is going to have to really fight to get the job done. This will be a game I won't be on. I think this is really the only test left on Clemson's schedule. This is a tough one. Obviously, I think Notre Dame's kind of in their best spot they've been in all year. Finally seems like this defense is where it should be. The quarterback has been better. I think Clemson will find a way, but am I wanting to lay anything above 3 on Clemson? No.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, any other games you got your eye on for college football this weekend?
Yeah, so I actually like this card. I haven't really loved it the last couple of weeks, but one that I bet right away was the Michigan Wolverines. One of the plays I made last week, Clip, was on Minnesota. They were laying a pretty sizable number to Rutgers. Listen, I thought Greg Schiano would change some things around there, but he hasn't. I mean, this team is horrible. I mean, they just cannot move the ball. They lost to Minnesota 31-0, a team that can't move the football. Michigan, I don't think has any issues getting a 40 here. I just don't see a situation where Rutgers gets more than 10 in this game. I think they're one of the worst offenses in America. Their quarterback situation is absolutely dire. And I think Michigan has kind of a little bit of something to kind of figure out because they have struggled to Rutgers over the last couple of years. 7-point games over last 2 years. Before that, they crushed them. I think this is a game where Michigan sends a message. Plus, I got to tell you, I think from a national standpoint, after what happened last week, I got a feeling Michigan's a little pissed off in this game. I think Rutgers is going to take the brunt of it. Michigan's been good as a favorite for the most part, and I think they bury Rutgers in this game. This would be a game that I have some interest in. Also, I'm looking again at Minnesota. I think this team against poor competition is actually pretty good. They just don't let much up defensively, and they have a team that can really run the football. Nebraska has struggled really all year at stopping literally anybody. So that's one I have my eye on. And, looking at a couple totals, but I haven't narrowed down my card just yet. But this is definitely a better card than we've seen the last 2 weeks.
No doubt. A lot of great games. Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, you're not the guest to have on to talk to degenerates like myself and those listening, but Anything you can throw out there for some action tonight for people that want Wednesday night action? Central Michigan and Northern Illinois, Western Michigan and Bowling Green. Both home teams are favored. Total in the upper 40s in the Bowling Green game. Total in the upper 50s in the Northern Illinois game. I know that you are certainly quality over quantity, and that is the smart thing to do. But I don't know, anything on these MAC games tonight?
Yeah, I think if there's a betting opportunity, I'm going to always play it. It really doesn't matter when it is or what kind of game it is. To be honest, Clip, I actually like Central Michigan a little bit, plus the 6. I think if you can find it. This number kind of stuck out to me. I didn't really understand why CMU was this big a dog. Northern Illinois has real issues right now. They've got, I believe, a third-string quarterback. Now, maybe the info is coming in that maybe they're going to get one of those first 2 quarterbacks, maybe Rocky Lombardi back, but the way to beat Central Michigan is by throwing the football. I'm not sure if Northern Illinois is real capable of doing that right now. And this Northern Illinois defense isn't very good either. So I kind of felt like this game was close. Now, again, the line maybe is dictating that maybe they're going to get Rocky Lombardi back in Northern Illinois. So if that's true, then I wouldn't bet the game. But, if you're going to have Justin Lynch, the third-string quarterback in there, I have some interest in CMU here, plus the 6. I think they can hang in this game if that happens.
Any relation to Jordan Lynch? Didn't they have a quarterback named Jordan Lynch back?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
All right.
At this point, it seems like, could that be his son? That seems like forever.
Yeah, it could be.
But I have to look. That's a very astute question, Clip Rock.
There you go. I've got a weird sports brain, they do. You know that.
That is his brother, yeah.
All right, there you go. The Lynch family rolls on there in Northern Illinois. Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, while we got you here, this will be our last conversation before college basketball tips off. So a couple of college basketball questions, and every now and then make sure you're following Jeff Nadu on Twitter. He'll throw out a kind of a Q&A spontaneously and get a lot of college basketball talk in. But, Jeff, how about the American? Houston, man, they're 3, 4, whatever in the country to start the season. So when you look at the American, it starts and maybe stops with the Houston Cougars. But any other teams up there? Tulane, I know Ron Hunter and Tulane getting a few preseason accolades with what he's been able to do there. Any other teams? Memphis, UCF, I don't know. Who are you looking at in the AAC?
Well, look, I'll say this. I think that when you look at Temple, I think Temple has the guard play. I think Temple could really have, I'm not going to say that they're Sasser and those guys, but I think this is a top 3 backcourt in the league. I think Dunn and Battle are terrific. And obviously Aaron McKee there as the coach is huge. The problem that Temple has is they don't really have a ton around them. I almost wish that I could kind of use these guards and take 1 or 2 of the other kids from other teams on this group, because I think Temple could really be an interesting team. Throw in Tulane as well. I mean, Forbes and Cook are terrific. I think the problem with Tulane and Temple is there's just not a ton elsewhere. And I think Wichita, obviously, they're always a team you got to keep an eye on. Look, I like Cincinnati with David DeJulius. But, yeah, to me, I think the only competition that Houston's really going to have, and it's not a competition to me. I think Houston is the second-best team in America, if you're asking me. I do think Memphis, though, is really interesting. Kendrick Davis is a guy at SMU that I like, obviously. But, Memphis is that team. The problem they have, in getting a guy like Kendrick Davis in is Penny Hardaway's still the coach.
Yeah.
And that's the major issue. I like this team on paper. They got plenty of kids back, including Williams and Lomax and others. But, you throw in Davis, that's great and all, but this team still is poorly coached. They don't have much of an identity offensively or defensively for that matter. So could they be a possibility? Sure. But they're poorly coached.
They took a step, Jeff, I'll say. I don't know if it can be rolled over into this year, but, I mean, they had a heavyweight fight, round 2 with Gonzaga in the tournament. And, I don't know if that can kind of build something there, but he hadn't been to the tournament previously coaching the team, Penny Hardaway, so they did take a step, but we'll see if they can do anything with that,
Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, it was a tale of 2 seasons, I feel like, for Memphis.
Yeah.
They're just so inconsistent. I'll tell you what, Clip, this conference has some really good coaches, though, some real young coaches, particularly, obviously, ECU, as you know, Temple with Aaron key. I'll tell you another team to keep an eye on is Tulsa. Hiring Eric Kunkel, who was incredible at Louisiana Tech. He did a great job. Had some top 10 defenses there. Getting Frank Haith out there, I think, was important. And they've got some decent pieces coming back. That's an interesting defensive team. And, obviously I mentioned Wichita State. With how they've kind of played under Isaac Brown, it's been kind of impressive what we've seen from them. So this is going to be a real rugged blue-collar conference. But Houston is significantly better than everybody else. It's pretty simple.
Houston at the top of the polls, along with North Carolina, Gonzaga. You look at those teams, of course, you got tradition and all that, but returners, I mean, that's really going to be a key here in 2022 college basketball, 23, about who's bringing guys back, because it kind of has an old school feel, Jeff, with some of these guys, some of these teams having returners. That seemed like a thing of the past, but that'll be a key this year, some continuity this year for these teams.
Yeah, I mean, some of this COVID year stuff and obviously some extra time, that's obviously paid a big dividend for a lot of these schools. And, yeah, I mean, you always love these kind of seasons where everything kind of comes together. You got so many big-time teams with big-time players, and you have that this year. Look at a team like Gonzaga, with getting a guy like Drew Timme. And it's funny, Clip, we talked about this on Roundball with Jay Billis. That's one thing that NIL's really helped with is a lot of these kids who would have left by now to go to the NBA as a second-round pick and flounder in the G League, they came back. Drew Timme has come back for a year or two because he has the ability to make money in college. Guys like, even a guy like Marcus down at Texas, Marcus Carr, he's a guy that probably would have went overseas to play. He comes back, though, because he can earn in college. Hunter Dickinson, all these people. This is huge for college basketball. It's really made the competition and the product a lot better.
That's a great point. Jeff Nadu joining us. Check out the Roundball podcast with Nadu, Marty Mush, and the players. It's got a great mix of personalities on that show. Jeff, anything else you got to plug? I know you got a lot. How about the basketball tournament? Barstool's having some good teams in there.
Yeah. I'll be on that. The call with the halftime show. We'll do some stuff for that. November 11th, next Friday night. Looking forward to it at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. We got 2 big-time games, a couple of mid-major programs, and all the Barstool people. I've seen the list of people that will be there from the company. It is star-studded. There'll be a lot of cool things going on. So if you obviously can't make it to the arena, it'll be on all our socials and stuff. So I'm sure it'll be well recepted, and it should be fun. Looking forward to it. And
Toledo's a part of that, right? I talked to Jeff Charles, voice of the Pirates, and we were just talking about ECU's schedule. They are in one of those, tournaments coming up later on in November, and Toledo's a part of that. And Jeff said they might be the best non-conference team on ECU's schedule this year. So I'll be looking out for those guys.
I think Jeff Charles is that on the money. I actually talked to Todd Kowalczyk, the coach at Toledo, about the basketball tournament a little bit. Yeah, they're really good. They're the team that I have picked in the MAC. They've got a good group coming back, and they were really terrific last season. So yeah, I think when you look at ECU's schedule, I don't disagree at all with that. That's a big time game for sure.
They do got me pumped up talking a little basketball today, so we'll incorporate that into our future chats. And no Bud Light pregame tailgate, so we won't be giving you a call this weekend, but we'll reconvene here on the show next week, man.
Look forward to it, Cliff. Thank you.
Jeff Nadu joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. We'll give Nadu the weekend off. No Bud Light pregame tailgate, no U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. What are we going to do with our time? There will be some point on Saturday where I will miss it and probably come in the studio if y'all want to just call and talk about how your day's gone. Maybe you want to fire the cashier at your favorite corner store for not doing his job, or maybe you want to talk about how good the food was at a restaurant. We'll take fifth quarter calls on just daily activities that you do in your normal life. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Get ready to wrap things up here on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
My name is Gary Weaver. I'm running for sheriff of Pitt County because I'm tired of seeing our community destroyed by illegal drugs. As sheriff, I will use an aggressive two-pronged strategy. First, I will recruit the best and the brightest to work the streets to curb the sale of narcotics. Second, I will crack down on gangs and suppliers pushing methamphetamine, heroin, and fentanyl into our county. Just being good isn't good enough. We have to be the best. As sheriff, I won't stop until our county is safe from drugs. Vote Gary Weaver for Pitt County Sheriff.
Paid for by the committee to elect Gary Weaver Sheriff.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey, Ellerby, have you tried our new menu at Clean Eats?
I was planning on going there today. Tell me what's new.
First of all, you're going to love our new melts. A melts is a quesadilla folded over like a sandwich full of things like beef and queso and chicken parm.
Scott, tell me you got more.
Man, I do. We have pretzel bites with queso, our fabulous meat and taters wrap, and we even have Clean Eats mac and cheese, complete with beef or chicken on top.
It all sounds awesome. I'm going to head over there now.
Fantastic. I hope to see everybody at Clean Eats, 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
This is Carson Wissenhunt, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was another down day for the stock market. The Dow was down 505 points, closed at 32,147. NASDAQ was down 366 at 10,524, and the S&P slipped 96 points, closed out the day at 3,700. 59. That is a look at your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. I will be tuned in to every ECU basketball game this season. I will be at every game that I don't have a prior engagement. Looking forward to being in Section 213 with Chan Man, Clip Jr., and the crew. But you don't even need to watch the season if you don't want to. I want to, so I will be, and I advise you do as well because it's going to be a lot of fun. But Igoe and I already told you the results. Pirates will go 12-18 according to me, 14-16 according to Igoe. Composite score 13-17. Now, what if Ben Biela and Debunje and Caleb LeCount, Debunje, and all these guys are awesome? And what if they win 24 games?
What?
I mean, let's go.
What if that happens?
That possibility is still out there. And I'm looking forward to it beginning next Tuesday. Results are in for the Purple Gold World Series as well. Garrett Saylor, I'll just read off some of his picks. So he drafted AMAC first. He got Riley Johnson. And then went pitcher crazy with Beaker, Groves, Jaden Winter, and crew. Carter Spivey's first picks were JJC, Jacob Jenkins Coward, Jake Hunter, Wyatt Lunsford Schenkman, who we didn't know about a lot last year, but came in and pitched an important inning here and there. Zach Root, who Mike Mullis said when he was out there was looking good. So Root, keep an eye on Root.
Gotta keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye on Root. Trey Savage, good to see some familiar names. Your guy, Danny Beal.
Danny Beal.
So, man, some big-time names out. But Josh Moylan, JJC, Hoove, still a lot of returners. And going to be fun for Pirate baseball fans to be out there this weekend for the Purple Gold World Series. You can check them out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Sunday after the game, they Meet the Pirates event. So it'll be a cool weekend out at Clark LeClaire Stadium while there's no football going on at Dowdy Ficklin or otherwise. All right, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, we will see you fine folks at 3 o'clock on Thursday for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk Detroit D, touchdown Tony Collins, Kevin Monroe, and a little high school football. D.H. Conley beginning the playoffs on Friday night. We'll talk to Nate Connor on Thursday as well, Shirley.
Parker Bird will also be a guest.
All right. I did not see that confirmed. Troy D said he was working on that, so Parker Bird.
Okay, my bad.
No, he said it was confirmed.
Yeah, all right.
Was it confirmed?
We're
okay,
good.
I just wanted to double check because I thought it was confirmed.
Awesome.
So
all right. Been
double checking.
wanting to get him on the show, so that'll be fun coming up Thursday at 3 o'clock as well.
Confirmed.
Parker Bird, awesome. So a huge show coming your way Thursday right here on Pirate Radio Live. We will see you Thursday. Bye.
Pitt County has not gotten our fair share when it comes to state funding.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.